Hey, what's going on? Hey, Kendra.
Hey.
Hey, Kendra's back. What is happening? Hello, everyone. Happy Tuesday. We're on Tuesday, right?
Yep.
Hey, what is going on, people? Sorry we're late. I was kind of informing Kendra about the post because the Facebook posts yesterday. Because believe it or not, Kendra did not know. So I was just letting her know what was up with that, and who cares, right? So what you doing today, Kendra?
Um, well, I was a little bit sad today when I got up
Why?
because I woke up early
Mm,
and it was a big day today. We were
okay.
to have a couple different trial court related people's info.
Well,
And
should I say hello to everybody first?
well, it
Because I
all
have a
went
feeling this is going to
south.
get deep.
It
What?
all went south.
All right. Well, hello, everybody. Connie, Harper, China. I'm sorry, Sheena, Funny Sunny, John Cabs, Julie's Heart, Anita, Jared, Bonnie, Phyllis, Suzanne, Mary Lee. Hello. Someone just went Lisa. Flutter Yo. It's going to Best Black Widow. My mama, Lisa, Desert Dragon Rex, Timothy, Connie, DRD, Bearded. Hello, Panera Murky, John Cook, what's going on? Sandra, Debbie, Kyle Crazy. Interesting, Kendra, I've been doing it. I gotta say hello to everybody. All right, Kylie McDaniel, Pimsam, Suzanne, Babs, what's going on? Sharon Freeman Pace, Funny Sunny, Lori G. Everybody, Strictly, what's going on?
You got to go through and go really fast. Like
You gotta
Tammy, Wendy, Mary, Bill, Suzanne,
yeah. When I do the Dusty old dude, what's up, Shellbell, Lori Nye,
Bonnie,
Bill
Timothy,
P.
Pandera,
Yeah.
Funny Sonny.
There you go. Ray Toller. Ruth. Sandy K. John Cabs. I see sometimes because I do it every night too.
Lori
Sometimes I'm like,
Stratlever, Connie, Marla.
there you go. Aussie Tina.
You just got to keep reading the names, and some people will be like listed 15 times as they say hello to everybody else.
Yeah.
Oh, well.
Aussie. Pull 'em up, oh,
Mindy,
pull 'em up.
Bearded, Becky.
We're getting you guys. We're getting you.
Okay, Marla, we already said hi.
I know. That's why I'm like, did I already say that? Hold on.
Jared, Bonnie, we've gotten you a couple times. Kim, there's a bunch of Kims, so for all
Cindy
the
Clark.
Kims.
Oh, those are all the Kims. Harper Martin, did I already see? I was just like, wait a minute, hold on.
Bill, Suzanne, John is just chopping
Hippie
away over
Sunshine.
there.
Hello, Tammy
Sheena,
J.
multiple
Jenny.
times. Hippie Sunshine, WVA Granny, Jenny B.
Namadala. Hey, Namadala, just make sure I'm not sure, but please email Robbie if you can. Make sure he has your shipping address. You may have talked to him already. I'm not sure, but just make sure he does. And if it's already taken care of, then ignore me. Christine Anya, Christine Lucas, what is happening? Bernadette Clifton, Renee, Frank. I think I say Frank.
Ray Kim. Oh, let's say Nightbot. Hello, Nightbot.
Ray Bone Crusher.
Make sure we get the bot.
Make sure you get Nightbot. Don't forget Stream Elements. They might get really upset. They do a lot of work.
Maybe they'll post an
Princess!
unsolicited picture.
All right. Hello, everybody. All right, so Kendra, go ahead. Gabe?
Oh, Jesus, he just got Gary's disease.
No, he fell asleep really early. He might be sleep talking.
Already?
Yeah, he fell asleep really early because I fell asleep for like a little nap after we ate dinner. I was like kind of conked out for a minute. I woke up and he was already out. So I don't know when he fell asleep. And he's sitting here now. So I don't know. We might get some early sleep talking with Gabe. I don't know. We'll see.
Is he in the room with you now?
Yeah, he's sleeping. Gabe.
He just wandered in to sleep.
Yeah. That's what happens. He's dreaming. Gabe? Oh wait, are you awake? Are you awake?
Yeah.
No, you're not. You're lying.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
No,
get.
we all know your sleep voice by now. That's the sleepy voice.
I don't know. I'll let you know in a second. What? What are you doing?
Just chilling.
You chilling?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can't tell if he's sleep talking yet or not. Wake up. Are you awake?
Yes.
Yeah. No, you're not. No, he's not.
No, he doesn't sound like it.
Man, simple man.
Yeah. Nope. Nope. Simple man.
It's just simple.
It's just
simple.
okay. Here's a treat, guys. It's early. Oh.
Tweedledee.
Tweedledee.
Yeah, he's sleeping.
Yeah. What's it? Rocking in the tea shop all day long. He's dancing. Singing that song. I forget
Did he
the
have
words.
cheese?
Tweet, tweet, tweet. Rockin' Robin. There we go. Rockin' Robin. His hands are flying. He's sleeping. Oh my God.
God, that was fast.
Yeah,
All
right?
right. Well, good night, all. It must be late.
He's already. What are you doing? You doing the stroke? He's stroking his arm out. Like, his shoulder hurt? What happened? What happened?
I found out.
Found out what?
Yeah.
Well, let's see. I have the voodoo doll here. Let's see.
I'm a voodoo doll.
Hey, Gabe, you see this? Look. Look. No, look at me. Look. See that? No, he doesn't see it.
I don't want that thing.
You don't want to see? You see it? Here, catch.
Don't throw that at me.
Oh, brother.
What the hell is going on?
He's already sleep talking.
Hello, everybody. Hello, everybody. He's already sleep talking?
Yeah.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
This is too soon.
Early tree.
I'm good,
Well,
Randy.
we just said good night. It must be late.
So when you just say, be quiet. I go,
Sound like a bunch of snuffleupaguses.
Mr. Snuffleupagus? It's Mr. Snuffleupagus to you. Sorry, guys. I'm just watching. It's early. Dang. He's motorbike.
Oh my goodness.
How you doing, Robbie?
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on?
Can I have that? Okay.
Hi, Harper.
All right, he's just gonna sit here.
Hi, Mike. Yeah, right, Mike.
Where you going?
Ricky.
Where you going?
Hi, Bonnie. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Debbie. Hi,
Go lay in
Suzanne.
bed. I'll be there in a little bit.
huh?
Hi,
Go
Bearded
lay in bed. I'll
Fisherman.
be there in a little bit.
When?
Hi, John Cook.
What's a little bit?
Well, I'm live, so when I'm done, I'll be in there. Okay.
Tammy. Yes, and I'm going to get to that. Don't worry.
Hi, Dan. Hi, Lori. Hi, Christy. Hi, Hannah.
He
Hi,
went inside
George.
for a little bit. I think he's waking up. Not sure.
He'll pop back in like nothing happened.
Well, I hope everything's okay,
Hello,
huh?
Lisa.
Prayers
Hi,
up.
Kate.
What
Hi,
happened to
Sheila.
Hannah?
Hannah's
Hi,
going to
Lori.
sleep because she has a hospital appointment. Yeah.
Dream Weaver.
Ooh, dream weaver. Hi,
Anita.
Anita Bana. All right, so
Michelle
Robbie,
Bell.
Kendra's going to tell us her day, and then I get to tell mine. But Kendra's getting stuff. Go ahead,
Well,
Kendra.
Kendra, wait. Before you start, Kendra, did you
What? She
see the
already started. I interrupted her again.
Did you see the P. Diddy stuff?
That's, I think,
Yeah.
what she's going to get ready to talk about.
Oh, it's good.
Okay. So go ahead,
First of
Kendra.
all, I wake up at the butt crack of dawn over here in California because these damn trials are all back east.
Mhm.
So, we got the Karen Reed and the Diddy going on in the East Coast, and I'm stressed because I have to have my phone on, flicking through, waiting on the P Diddy updates, and I got to have the YouTube picking up the court TV, whatever. And I flick it all on, and I'm like, hold on, what do you mean? We had a slow start to the P Diddy, and then we find out Karen Reed was canceled today.
Why?
So there's this banner going across the TV. All the people coming on the TikToks going, what the hell are we supposed to do when our favorite show isn't on for the day? We're all prepared and ready. And they
Hi,
said
Duchess.
that it
Hello,
was
Duchess.
canceled due to I forget the term now, but due to unforeseeable events.
Okay.
And so then it took a couple hours, and we find out that Karen is sick.
Oh.
So we don't know what that means. There was no further update about, don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow. We don't know anything more about it. But since everybody's recently learned that she does have a lot of
Strictly.
medical diagnoses,
Uh-huh.
people are like, wow, are very also shocked that she went this far before having any incident come up due to
Right.
knowing a lot of her medical now. And so we hope, everything's well there. We don't know if we're going to resume tomorrow or not. Um, but the lawyers and the judge had a meeting about reassigning, redoing dates and stuff like that because of it. Because there was, witnesses to be called and things like that. So, but they don't tell us any of that ahead of time. So we will find out tomorrow morning if we are back on or not, or if we're going to be out for another day or so.
Right.
Um, so, we don't know. But boy, was that just a big letdown on the interwebs today. Everybody's like, what do we do? Got to stare at our own ceiling fan all day? Like,
Now, what's the other thing that people are talking about besides Diddy that happened today?
so
Robbie
Diddy
going to the
happened.
horse farm.
Yeah, we'll get to that. But the Menendez
So
brothers?
the Menendez brothers had their trial, which is on my time. Thank you very much. So we had that later on in the day, and they all showed up, Menendez via Zoom, of course, and they were looking to have their sentence resentenced. And the judge said, yeah, let's go ahead and do that. And we now give you no more forever life in jail. You now have, you know, time served of 35 years. We are going to put that down, and that puts you automatically now on parole to be released due to good behavior. So we're going to take it to the parole board, and the parole board makes the final decision along with our good old Daddy Newsom.
Mhm.
And it, we don't know a time, a date, how long it'll take. But now that they have been resentenced to be eligible for parole to be released, they've served plenty of time. And if the parole board agrees, because the judge said they do not pose any serious threat to society, um, yeah, they will be out probably sometime this year.
Wow. I thought someone said they got another 50 years.
No. So that's what they were sentenced to. So since they've already served 35, 36,
Did
they're
they
now
really? 35
they're
years they've been there?
they're now automatically eligible.
Dang.
Yeah. And for me, with them, that's been the whole issue is that plenty of people have gone to jail and prison for murder, manslaughter, whatever kind of unaliving of
For
another human
7,
being was
8
done.
years.
And they serve 5 to 10 years and they're back out. And they got these huge sentences imposed on them at first, but they're out in
Right.
5 to 10. So you know what? Premeditated or not, why can't that stand for everybody that's in there that's doing good things? Because they're
Right.
letting out the ones that aren't doing good things. But these
How
guys are
old?
in
Yeah,
there
how old
doing
were they
good
when that
things.
happened? Were they teenagers?
They were like, what was the one? He was 18
18, yeah.
and the other one was 20 or 19 or 20.
Okay. Yeah, I thought so. I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if they were
So they
younger than
were
that though.
no. And so in my feeling is if, this is how it works for bad guys who are still bad guys and they get released just because. How
Right.
about the good guys who
Yeah.
spent more than triple the amount of time as these other fools? They get to get out and continue to do, good things on the outside. And they've already said they've devoted their life to helping prisoners and the people on the outside and the relationship between living in jail, living outside, and just all of that type of stuff. That's going to be their line of work. That's their mission. And they've
Right.
given no reason to think otherwise, and they've had a plethora of people say, I would love
That's
to have them in
that's
my
what I'm
neighborhood.
saying, strictly. Good
My
guys?
community.
Really?
Well, I'm sure she's talking
They
about the guys
killed
that
their parents. They're still not good guys.
No, they're not. They did a very wrong thing. Nobody's dismissing that. But they're not out to kill people. They had their own reasons for being molested and raped, and they were fucked up from it and chose a very poor, horrid decision.
But none of that was even proven that they were molested and raped.
Yeah, it has been. Yeah, that's part of how all this got started. It absolutely has. That's part of all of this.
So their dad molested them and raped them.
Yeah. And other kids as well. And those
Really?
people have, yeah, and
yeah.
those people have since stepped forward. And other family members that knew things but never said step forward as well. So, yeah, that's a big part of all of this. And their whole thing is about shit happens to you. We got better ways to discuss them now, to deal with them, to work through them instead of going to murder. And they have tons of interviews where they've talked about all of this. They've been
Right?
on
Yeah.
numerous shows and stuff
Wait.
discussing it all.
We just sleep talking.
No, it wasn't.
Yes, you are.
And
Just now.
honestly, for me, it's about fair is fair. If you're going to let out the other fuckers who are worse than them, you should let them out too.
But you still can't say they're good guys.
Right. Well, I thought what she was saying was like the people that are in jail doing good and trying, you know what I mean? That's what I thought she was referring to, good guys, when she said that.
Right, because there's good guys in jail and bad guys in jail. They all did something wrong to get there. Nobody's dismissing that big fact. But we're
Right.
talking about what making good use of your time and now changing,
Like
doing better.
the ones that are actually like being rehabilitated, you know?
Right,
God will judge them. That's the bottom line.
right.
Yeah.
And so if we're letting out worse people than them, why not let them out and give them a fair shot at doing and helping the community like they claim that they will, that they are already doing? I mean, most of the trained service dogs are trained by people in jail.
Now, what about P. Diddy? What happened today with the P. Diddy?
Okay, so
Did we lose Robbie? Where'd he go?
What?
Oh, hold
No,
on.
I'm here.
No, he's hiding behind. See, you were. I put your thing up there. He's like, no, I didn't. All right.
So P. Diddy, I'm a little concerned about this trial. I got to be honest.
Why?
So let's to be clear, there's numerous lawsuits against
Hey,
P.
Tricky.
Diddy, right?
Yeah.
Numerous. The vast majority of those are civil suits. Those are not what's being discussed currently in this case. And those are not anything that is going to a type of court where we're going to have this kind of media coverage, cameras,
You can
journalists,
just see
what
on
have
your
you.
keyboard.
Yeah.
Those have they've said about half at least have already been dealt with. The people have been
Right.
paid to shut up, and other celebrities, famous people, whatever, we're never going to know because it's all been dealt with. um so I don't
Hello,
know
Jennifer.
how this is going to pan out, but they have painted. So P. Diddy's walking around, and apparently we don't ever get to see him, but his hair's all gray now. He's wearing a Mr.
Hi,
Rogers
Mindy. Hi, Tammy.
sweater. He's
Oh,
wearing
so they're
khaki
trying to make him look like
pants.
Hi, Tammy.
Mr. Rogers.
So he's an older, frail guy, you know,
Oh,
that
Hugs
kind of
back to
thing.
gosh.
you, Bonnie.
Strictly, I can understand
Hi,
that. I think
Debbie.
it's on a per case basis. You know what I mean? But I understand what you're saying.
Hi, Linda. I'm gonna say hello.
I know. Go ahead, say hello. Now, so it's not Robbie interrupting Kendra or me. It's you. Sorry, Kendra. Go ahead.
Sorry.
So oh no. There's a
What?
bug on,
Hey,
there's a
Tim.
bug on the wall. So now they have the, I guess, what do we call them? His
Hello,
family,
Effie.
his guests that come have not been anybody famous, and it won't
Not
be anybody
China.
famous, they're saying.
Hmm.
But his mom, his children have been there, and I honestly really think they shouldn't be, due to the content of this fucking case.
Oh, thank
But
you.
they're adults, it's their choice.
I did, Renee.
The so
Pulling a Harvey Weinstein stunt didn't work for Harvey.
Hey,
the
William.
famous people sightings and like all of that
Hey,
is
Jennifer
just not
W.
going to happen. But the street is packed out of people, of course, and the journalists are running in and out. There was one journalist, she's fairly pregnant, and she was sitting behind P. Diddy at one point, and he turned around to her and smiled and said, "Are you doing okay?" Because, you know, she's pregnant, you get uncomfortable, whatever. And she said, "Yeah." And
Elizabeth's doing
so
good.
she came out and saying she was shocked at how he's very social, very charming, obviously talking to her like that. And he's doing it as much as he's allowed to with anybody that comes around
Hey,
him.
John Caps.
He makes a point to make direct eye contact with all of the jury members.
Uh,
Um, so he's working the room as he
yeah,
should be.
sounds like it.
And I said, you know, two things can be true at the same time. He can be this sleazeball, and he can still be socially charming. You know,
Well,
that's
it
how he got to
also,
where he's at. You know,
Hey,
yeah.
he had
Silverheart.
So
Well,
I'm surprised
that's
he's
how
allowed to say
narcissists
certain
are.
things.
right,
But you
and
know,
he does
the
have
Hang on.
some.
defense is painting him out to be like, well, yeah, he's been this, he's done drugs,
Thanks,
he's
Tim.
done this, he's done that. It is domestic violence. Like they're throwing it out there, because obviously it's there because of the videos. You know what I mean? But it doesn't mean that he's sex trafficking or all
Right.
that.
So
So
the lawyers for the defense are saying, you know, in their opening, you know, this isn't about if he's addicted or not to drugs. This isn't about, you know, abuse. This isn't about, because we don't have a case for that. We know, we understand he's did it. He's done these things. That's not what we're
right,
arguing. We won't argue those points that he did those crimes. We're like, well, this is a way to start off. Okay.
Kim
Um,
Chess.
so
Yeah, he is.
this is um and what's interesting is, you know, that lawyer Geragos, the famous
Mm-hmm.
lawyer, his
Yeah,
daughter is a lawyer on Diddy's trial on his team. I
really.
just thought that was interesting. Yeah. And then there's another famous lawyer that's there. Um Gloria.
All right.
Aldrich, whatever it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All good. Yeah.
She's there. And she was asked, "Are you excited about this trial?" And she said, "Excited isn't the right word, but it's definitely going to teach us all a lot," without whatever that means.
Right.
So on so they've been barreling through their witnesses way faster than the fucking Karen Reed trial, let me just say. Um
Mhm.
I mean, honestly, the Karen Reed trial is a shit show compared to how smooth we are moving through things so far with the Diddy. But also, we're not in there. We don't see the moment by moment. We're just getting recaps every 20, 30 minutes or so.
Right.
But they are barreling through the witnesses quickie. The one witness who went in from the video, we saw the video. They showed the video. We all
The
saw
hotel.
from the hotel
Hmm.
when he was dragging her down the hall and the whole bit. So that footage in its entirety has been shown, and the security guard that shows up at one point in there, he got up on the stand and he recanted his moments of that time, and how basically Cassie said, "No, she's fine. No, she doesn't need 911 called. No, she doesn't want to make a police report. No, don't call the cops. No, I don't need medical care. No, 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 no."
Right.
And how he walked back with her to the hotel room to grab her phone, her purse, and some stuff. And Diddy was in there. There was another guy in the room, but he had no interaction with that guy. And Diddy handed him a big stack of cash and said, "Just keep your mouth shut about this." And he told him, "No, thank you. I don't want your money. Just, you know, go
Hey,
away."
Chips.
King tips in the house. Sorry, go ahead, Kendra.
And so he left, walked her out, and basically that was the end of that. That was the end of him. There we go. So that was about 10 years ago. He has moved on from being security at the hotel. He is now an LAPD.
Ah,
So he was called to the stand. So he talked to Millman about what he does now, blah, blah, blah. And he recanted that moment. And that was it for him. Everything was fine on, cross with him because he told the truth. It was just easy. That's all he had to do. So we got done with him. We have uh now it's gonna get a little graphic. If you don't like it, close your ears. Uh a man, we'll call him sex worker number one. He came
Yep.
onto the stand and he explained where he lives, how he met them, all the different homes in the different cities that they would meet at and stuff like that. So he lists those, and what would you do? What would go on? And this guy in particular was always going to be called by Cassie. He and Cassie had a good relationship, you could say, like there wasn't issue there. He said that neither he nor she was physically forced to do what they did. It
mhm.
was all willing. And they did all kinds of sexual activities, and that he would be paid large amounts of money for it. And everything was fine in that way. And then they said, "Well, how would you get to the room? Would you be paid? How much would you be paid?" They kind of broke it down like that. So, because they're trying to now get at the nitty gritty of it. And initially, he had been called off of Craigslist, and Diddy didn't like his boss, and I
Did
guess
he
get a
have an
pimp.
Did he have an ad on Craigslist said, "I'll put the woo in Wooster"?
Probably. And he said he didn't. Diddy didn't like having a middleman for this guy. He just needed him direct. So the guy got rid of his pimp. Basically, they did this around his pimp's back, I guess. And I don't know. And that seemed they seem to spend a lot of time on that, and that seems irrelevant to this. But they got to where they were telling him, you have to drink this, you have to take that. And he would like, okay. So he would take Cialis. There was Molly, there was ecstasy. there was alcohol, and there was cocaine, and they would all indulge. Okay, great. And then there was um, condoms. I don't know why. They also had to have their papers to prove they were disease free. So he had that. But Cassie never showed her papers that she was, even though he requested her to do so. And they said they'd have them, but that never happened. But okay. And then the baby oil. They got into it a little bit about the baby oil. They asked about what brand of baby oil it was, how much baby oil was there. What would you do if you ran out of baby oil in the middle of this event? Because this event would go on for hours and into days. Then they would take hours breaks, but you weren't allowed to leave. And then we would resume it again.
Right.
So, and what would happen is Diddy didn't participate. He stayed in the room and sat in the corner and masturbated
Oh my God.
while his girlfriend and this guy did whatever they were doing. And he said that there was a rule: you had to be shiny at all times with the oil. The baby oil was critically important to this. They would have to stop if they ran out. There was also large amounts of KY jelly and Astroglide lubricant for the sex. And you're just, and they would talk about how Diddy demanded this, Diddy demanded that. And this is where you're going, God, that family needs to not be in here to hear about all this. I mean, oh my God.
Yeah.
But,
Yeah, it said that there was a lot of family members of his there.
right. And a lot of them were elderly. They were coming in with canes and walkers. And I'm going, oh man. But their family, their choice. So they got quite explicit into one scene about
Oh, where he came on her and
right, right.
yeah,
So that's not where it came out of his mouth. But when Cassie then got on the stand today, first of all,
she
they
told that.
debated, right? They debated if they needed to have her get onto the stand before the jury came, because she's 8 months pregnant, almost 9 months pregnant at this point. And they didn't want the jury swayed by feeling bad for the pregnant lady or whatever. But they decided no, they'll let her walk in and seat herself. And she did. She didn't have any issue recanting all this. She only broke down crying like one time. Um, I'll get through the stories of what she said and then afterwards. So the biggest thing that she basically said on there was she was basically 22 when all this really started to go on and get hot and heavy. He had confided in her his sexual deviances, and she she took that to heart. She was head over heels in love with him and would do absolutely anything for him that he wanted at all times. She knew he had a temper. She knew he would lose it. He would get violent. He would be angry. And so her whole life was all about do whatever he wants to not make him angry.
Right.
So, and but she really pushed how she wanted to do that. She never wanted to leave. She wanted to love him. She believed he was just having relations with her, even though he wasn't. She really wanted him and chose this. And she kind of, this was my concern, she kind of pushed that a lot, in that a lot of this was her own choice.
Right.
And so people are starting to go, well, we're feeling less sorry for her now because she put herself in this and had opportunity to get out and never chose to get out. And so anyways, so now there's a lot of discussion around that because they're concerned about the sex workers. There was two of them that were on the stand, said the same thing. They were all there willingly and okay. And even though there was some weird shit, like none of these people were tied down and locked up and whatever. They weren't trafficked at these particular witnesses. Now that's what's going to get him the RICO case, is people being trafficked. So
Well, it seemed like that's where, like, when I was listening to some of it from, I guess it was Law Network, Law and Order Network. They were saying it looked like they were, even with using Cassie so quickly, like they were building up that, like by the things that she was saying, they were getting to the point where all this trafficking is going to start coming out.
right, because everybody's going,
Why
so
they
far
used her
these
so
were all
quickly.
very willing participants and what have you.
Right.
So um Cassie, and there's a lot of rules. Like he was very mean to her. Like he would say, to be derogatory, you look like a Mexican if, she wore certain clothes or hair a certain way or makeup or whatever. So all the rules were, he had to design her hair. How her hair would be was however he said it was to be. The makeup, how he said it was to be if she wore any makeup. At one point, her head was shaved. The jewelry, the clothes, the nails, they had to be either all white or French tip. The toenails, her body staying fit and healthy and having her trainer working out, always being on top of your body, but at the same time saying that your body is a work in progress. It's always changing and evolving. And so, she needed boob implants and she needed to have some little surgeries to fix some things here and there. And so those things would happen. So he was very picky and would make fun, mock, put her down over her everything. So she just had it done. Whatever he said he wanted would just get done. And in one of these sexual moments, he needed to have the male sex worker pee on her. And so he did. And so then they said to her, "Did you want him to?" And she said, "Well, no." And the male worker, did he want to? No, he didn't, but they were doing what they were instructed to do. And then he peed into her mouth as instructed to do by Diddy. And again, we had to discuss, did you want to be urinated in your mouth?
Jesus.
So it started to get pretty gross pretty fast.
I can't believe like they were like so open about that. I mean, I guess you can be in court, but like, oh my gosh, to have to listen to that stuff, and
So
that like his family, even if his family, his mother, whatever,
Oh, it gets a little better. So then they are having
Yeah, it gets better.
their sexual moment, as a male and a female would typically do. He exits her.
Ugh.
He then finishes on her, outside of her. And then she's instructed to scoop it up off of her body, carry it over in her hands to Diddy in the corner and smear it all over his nipples.
Oh God.
So they spent a good couple minutes in this breaking this down of this description. So it could be worse. How I'm saying it isn't even that bad.
No. What is she getting graphic?
Yeah, about the P Diddy thing. They were actually Sorry, Kendra. They were actually talking about like what they did, like specific.
What, like ass slapping and that?
No, like peeing, urinating in her mouth, and like taking his whatever and going over to Diddy and smearing it on his nipple. And this is like with her having sex with somebody else.
She's getting really that detailed. Really,
that's how the court was. So, yeah. Sorry, I was just filling him in since he stepped out. Go ahead.
So, yeah, that was discussed. So,
right,
yeah,
Bobby?
we're going to have a whole lot more of that kind of conversation is going to be because...
How much worse could it get?
Oh, it'll get worse.
It'll get worse because even Cassie kind of said that too. That it got to the point where after so many years, these freak off parties, as they were called, like they would have to explain to the sex workers, this is what we call it, this is what we do, a large portion.
LeBron James said there's nothing like a P. Diddy party.
Yeah, well,
this is pretty gross.
They are it's gonna get worse, and there's gonna be times where I'm hoping where we have more people say now they were forced to get to this trafficking part, without being able to leave, because otherwise, he's gonna get off on some of this. Because what we're saying so far are people that are like, at one point they said she broke down crying about her love for him and how much she still cares about him.
To this day?
Like, yeah.
Wasn't her husband there?
Her husband, so now get this. Her husband used to be his one of his physical fitness trainers. That's who she's now married to. They have 2 children and she's pregnant with the 3rd. At one point, they asked him to leave I don't know whose decision that was and the why, but they asked him to leave the courtroom and he did. I guess he knew it was coming.
Mhm.
Like he doesn't know all this already, but you know,
Right,
whatever.
but
What do you call a gay man's thing? Blood
It's
claps?
it's going to get more graphic, and but we're going through these witnesses pretty quickly here. So I'm hoping we're going to get
yeah,
some
what I mean,
more.
what they're saying is all this stuff. Like they've gotten to, he might be a freak when it comes to, sex and stuff like that in hardcore. But
What, is he gay?
what's the,
I'm assuming he's
What-
gay.
what's the
Right.
illegal?
We haven't had there's an admittance of sex with other men from Diddy, but we haven't had any of those people on the stand yet. But we've had 4 people so far, like in 2 days.
Right.
Um,
I
but
will,
like
Christine.
the
I have to wait till
graphic
after it's over though.
descriptions,
Mhm.
like when Cassie's report's public and we could read it and it doesn't sound great and there's a lot of horrible parts in it, but all those other ones that will just say quote unquote where nobody famous, they're nobodies.
Right.
Um, there's I've read a few are 10 times worse than hers with
Really.
the in a 2 to 3 hour period, the short amount of time, the physical abuse, the forcing and raping, the drugging them so they are now passed out and don't even know what's happening to their body, and then upon them waking trying to save themselves and get out of it, but having their car keys taken away, their clothes taken away, locking them in a room, them breaking out of windows, running down the street naked, screaming, bloodied, like graphic dramatic stuff. So I don't know if like those cases, because again, they weren't quote unquote the famous people, all got dealt with and we're not going to hear about it now, or if we're going to hear about it in a later case. But I think that's what we were all expecting a little bit more of, not all of this. What do you all mean? He
Right.
let the security guy go without a fight. He just turned down the money, no big deal. What do you mean the
Well,
sex
are
worker
they
was happy
talking
to come all the time?
when they
Like he said,
when
yeah,
they
I
talk
always
about
went.
when they talk about the trafficking part? Is this where it came into play? Because this is the part that I heard them talking about. Is when she was hiring these sex traffickers to come in and paying them, they were flying in from other places. So, I
Well,
mean,
there's been 2 in 2 days. They've not, if you come in from another town willingly on your own, you're not being trafficked.
right.
So that's so far all that we've gotten to. We've gotten to nobody coming in
Richard says you
on
need
their own
one
accord.
immoral activity, interstate transport, and coercion. And he's saying these are all state cases, state crimes that he could beat the Fed charges.
So yeah, we're all waiting for the big, like, you know, shipment of people that were held against their will kind of a thing. And that's not what we're hearing yet. I say yet,
Right.
we don't know. This has just begun.
Isn't
But
this like just day 2?
yeah, but there was a level at the end of the day of the disappointment from the journalists coming out, and I was flipping through all their content, and they're all going,
Hi, Donna.
it has them concerned because they're like saying there's been a lot of them just saying, well, no, I didn't want to pee on her, but I was told to, and I wanted to get paid, so I do what I do. Like that's not a lot of forced coercion.
Right.
They're not saying it in that way on the stand now. That's why I'm going, did he get to these people already? Is that what happened? Are they toning it down? I mean, I don't know. I think Cassie's definitely will amp up because the one sex guy did say that there was a time where he couldn't get it
Bill,
up. He couldn't
we'll have the video up Thursday.
he couldn't do it because he literally watched Diddy and somebody else beat the shit out of Cassie right in front of him, and she was all bloody, bruised up or whatever, and then they wanted him to fuck her and he was like, he could not do it because it
Right.
just was not the time, and they got mad at him and whatever. And but again, nothing else came out of that story.
Wow.
So there's it's a hard one in that, like, Cassie got paid off and she's still going to court against him and she was paid off not to, but
Right. Well,
you know
when you're a witness for, the government, I don't even know who the hell's doing this now. It's all federal
Hey,
case.
Mike.
yeah.
Yeah. So I guess that kind of breaks the agreement, right? This is
So-
crazy. It's only day 2 and all this. So I hope it doesn't get worse.
No, it's going to get a lot worse.
Oh, it'll get worse because there's zero way the federal court out of New York doesn't have more detailed, horrible things and witnesses coming up to say about the trafficking, the sex things, all of the forcing and coercion. Like, she talks about how did you make money? And she's like, oh, well, when Diddy would allow me to, I would have parties. Like, she'd be the host at the clubs, throw certain
Yeah.
parties, make anywhere from 10 to 25 grand a party, whatever. So that's how she made her money. She was supposed to have the record deals, be the singer, whatever. She did one.
Well, that's just it. I'm telling you, they wave this stuff in your face and then they blackmail you. Like, I mean, she may have loved him or claimed she loved him and whatever, but he has trust. He's got blackmail on her. You don't do this, you'll never get that. And if you have that dream of, especially at that young age, having a dream of, being a singer, songwriter, or artist and, getting, on Billboard's top 10 or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, he could do it. He's done it. He can help people do it. I mean, and that's why they kind of succumb to him. But he puts them in these positions where he's blackmailing them and stuff. We just don't know how deep it went with her, but he's got her on film. She said it.
Oh,
So
yeah.
she
And
has to,
she admitted today a lot about her willingness to participate just to keep him happy. A lot of it was about to keep him happy and not have him ever be angry at her. She didn't want to lose him.
right.
So, there's a lot going on there, but there was a lot of people that were dragged into this, drugged unwillingly, said they did not want to participate and were forced to participate. We haven't come
Yeah.
across them just yet, but we've got to, if this is a federal fucking case out of New York. I mean, come on. So, but yeah, we're getting a little nervous. Like, if it all turns into this sappy thing, like, oh, fuck. But he's definitely, he has his head's fucked up because, he thinks he's going to 100% get off and return to his lifestyle. Yeah, dude, that ain't happening. There's no fucking way.
I don't feel sorry for any of them. They, for the most part, were, according to what we've seen so far, willing participants, and how bad it got, they should have gotten out. I know some of them might have been caught up in it and whatever.
Lisa,
but
some of them, though, guarantee it's going to come out, weren't participating in the,
or even
weren't-
with knowledge.
yeah, with knowledge. They were
And
drugged.
there's the blackmail. Do I keep my life and keep going with my dreams the way I wanted to, or just give them up because this guy's going to ruin me publicly? That's a lot of how that stuff went down.
And now, not to be rude, but a lot of these names of these people, we never ever even learned about who they were in the first place.
Yeah.
They didn't become anybody that we knew. So they didn't continue on, or he didn't keep his promise, or, I mean, I don't know which, but
Richard.
something went array there.
Now, what about, are there any underage girls that were involved, or children that were involved in this?
Bieber was underage.
Who?
Bieber.
Bieber's.
Well, but has Bieber even come out yet? I mean, is there any mention of him?
Bieber doesn't say a fucking word.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sit there and you could be like, let's just say you go there, you think it's one thing, they blackmail you or whatever, you get scared. There's a certain point where it's like they're brainwashed. You know what I mean? And you're just constant in a day to day. It's really hard to say unless you're in it. You can't really.
But see, like the difference with Bieber was he got famous, and was with P. Diddy all in that same moment.
Yeah,
Right.
what
So
about Paris Hilton and
I think
Britney
that
Spears?
You have
Yeah.
more coercion and more power over them if they already have something they can lose. But
Right.
the whole, here, do this one more time and they'll get you famous. That hanging on to that carrot dangling, these people never, got that. It was more, they came out, they did whatever they did and got wherever they got, famous off their first
Well, that's what I
record,
was saying.
whatever.
They'd have to give up on their dream. You know what I mean? They still want it. They want it. And it's like, How do I,
Right.
you know, what do? I
But
give up on
what
everything I wanted?
the tortuous acts that these non-famous people went through. Oh my, holy crap. And here's the other issue I got with this whole fucking case is there were more than paid off doctors, security guards, physical fitness people, whatever,
Yeah.
that were always around
There's a
him.
lot of people involved in this. That's what I'm saying. Like, to a certain degree, I feel bad, but then it's
They
like,
they all were in on this like together, and they would all help each other and hide and cover up. They'd go stick her in an apartment somewhere so her bruises could heal, like.
And what about Rihanna?
yeah, Rihanna was supposedly trafficked. She was underage.
Yeah. And
And it's just
what's Eminem's the one that saved her butt.
Uh huh. But then
And
you got to
he's
go
even
back to,
written
like,
songs about it.
so many people have like come forward and nobody believed them, man. Nobody believed them. And even if
well,
they did, it was like too
they're
big of an
also
enterprise
we
to
haven't
take
gotten to
down.
this like at all in the case yet, but this was discussed prior to the case was every place he had a home, Atlanta, Miami, LA, wherever it was, he had paid off or somebody on the inside of those local police to
Yeah,
not take, if anybody comes forward, find it, get it out of there, make it dissolve, whatever.
right.
So if there is any proof that, the feds got about any of that, well, I don't, he's fucked, but I don't know. They haven't even touched on that. That was just speculation previously. Um, I,
Jeremy Hales fears paint chips and vomit.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I gotta make a video of like all his mockery, like everybody's names. Robbie, yours is just like Dodgy Robbie. It doesn't even make sense.
It
We should
doesn't
dodge
make
stuff.
any sense.
Yeah. Kendra, I'm sorry, but you're not in this.
I'm fine being left out, not a problem. I'm not
um,
here to participate. I'm here to share the fucked up and famous people shit.
exactly. Kendra's always bringing on the juice. She always
Yeah,
brings the tea.
he just called me Gator Boy, Hero in a Box,
Yeah,
Dodgy
Hero
Robbie.
Box, Dodgy Robbie, yep.
Oh,
Lisa,
you're
ask
so
Kendra for
dodgy.
me. Have you ever heard of a girl named Allie Carter?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's an actress, right?
What about her?
She was saying stuff about Diddy, I guess.
Well, you know how many people are suddenly speaking up? Like, first of all, do we realize how many famous celebrity actors, actresses, musicians, reality housewife stars, whatever, but they're of fame, have podcasts now and they
Stupid
all
Dave!
talk about each other.
I know, right?
So they're all talking. And now the children of a lot of the reality stars are grown and old enough and they have their own podcasts and they're all talking because they've all had their toe touched into the pool of fame and stuff. And
All
they've all
right.
met and they know people, they've heard things. And
Oh,
so
this is a young girl? Allie
there's,
Carter's a young girl?
yeah,
I was thinking Allie Carter, the actress. She's blonde. Are we totally talking about a different girl?
Yeah.
yes. I don't know
Oh,
I'm trying
okay.
to think, who are you talking about?
No, Allie Carter was an actress. I'm trying to think what the hell she was on. If I showed you her picture, you'd know. But no, she's definitely not young. She's been around for
Um,
quite a while. So it's
oh,
somebody
okay.
else.
Just to change the topic for a second, any word on the 7-year-old girl burned?
Oh yeah.
Um, so yeah, there's update. Um, so that was the night my son ran out to the fire to go watch, and he met his buddies out there. They all chatted and stuff. My husband went with him. It was like
Right.
midnight 30 when this happened. And the young girl she was 9 actually. And she was transported first right here to this hospital by me till they could stabilize her. She's intubated, all of that. There was severe issues down her breathing tubes and her esophagus. So basically, she was put into a coma. She was then transferred to a special hospital elsewhere with, she's still there. And the root cause of the fire was electrical. It was out of her bedroom.
Oh no.
There was four other people in the house. There were two children older than her and her parents and the dog. All of them were fine. All of them had not an injury whatsoever, just her. And they are actually still doing investigation onto, was it a device or, the end of a cord that was plugged into the wall that went wrong, or did it come out of the wiring in the house that went wrong? But
Right.
that's how it started, was something was plugged in and that's where the fire went. So they're still trying to investigate which it is, because then if it's like a certain device, like those fucking hoverboards we were talking about, for example,
Yeah.
Blowing
then
Yeah.
up.
you can go after those companies and different things like that. So, but yeah, we did a drive by the house because my son's nosy Norton has to. And it is the upstairs is half gone. And then so it's not, the house is not livable in any way. But it's going to be torn down and rebuilt once it's all totally salvaged out, and that'll be a couple year process. So they're staying with family right now, and the one is still in the hospital. I
Yes,
don't know.
Christine. Thank you, Ellie Larder. Sorry. Yes, I was thinking of Ellie Larder. Thank
Oh,
you.
okay. I guess it sounds similar. Carter Larder. I was like, I don't know who you're talking about.
That's what I
Older
was
blonde
thinking.
actress.
Well, she's older. Not old, but she's older than, she's not a young girl. Um,
So,
sorry. Well, when we first started, I told you guys I was telling Kendra about, um, the Facebook crap that was going on. So, as in
oh,
the
oh,
thumbnail
oh my God.
title, what?
Wait, that reminds me. All right. So, I live in a townhome, right? So, on the other end of my building, we have the Russians. They're
Right.
not friendly. They're very not friendly people, but we try. We still try, but and then we laugh about it because they just refuse. So, the other day, one of them approaches Gary speaking English and the whole bit. He needed help moving a box in his truck or car or whatever the fuck. So Gary's like, oh, sure, yeah, whatever. Gary does it, no problem. Okay, great. And then the
You
wife
found
came
out
out.
it had a dead body in it.
No, no, no.
Oh,
But the wife comes out and she gets like stunned, like, oh, there's people you're talking to people. And um she runs back into the house, and Gary's like, there's always something weird that they have to do, right? And I said, I know. And so our other neighbor, and I had just been standing by the car, like waiting because we were going to go somewhere. Our other neighbor, he comes out across the way and he goes, you're talking to the Russians? And I started to laugh. I'm like, yeah, yeah, I know you're talking about. I don't, it's not right, but that's what we say. And he's like, they are so weird. He goes, I think they're in the mafia. I was drinking out of my fucking sippy cup thing and I spit it out. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? We joke about this all the time because so much weird shit goes on over there. We have this. And so then he's walking by another neighbor who comes out and they speak another language, and so they start speaking in their native language, and then she whatever was said was about what I just said, and she comes up to me. She's the sweetest lady. She always grabs you, gives you a little hug. She gives me this little hug and she goes, oh my gosh, we have been so talking about it. They had a meeting about it. They were so concerned because they've seen a hell of a lot more than I have of anything. And I'm like, are you kidding me? Are we gonna have the FBI, the DEA, of some fucking rolling up in some dramatic moment one night?
Oh my
Like, what is
goodness.
happening? My neighbors either have nothing to do, and these poor people are gonna get a surprise, or like I don't know. I know that we've received on accident packages for them, that had to be signed for. And I would look at it and go, but I'm sorry,
Uh-oh.
that's not my package. And then the guy would be like, well, can you just sign for it and give it to them? No, I cannot. I cannot. Nope. And like he looks at me like, you're weirdo. What kind of neighbor are you? And I'm like, I'm just not for that. Not, I don't know them. I'm not going to sign for any neighbors. I don't know stuff, you know?
Right. Right.
So then there's been times where it's just been dropped at our house and I'll just walk it over and I put it in front of their door. Well, there was this time I got a bunch of packages recently. My Amazon, my own shit. I ripped into the box and I went, oh shit, this isn't my box. It wasn't an Amazon box. I was just out of it, not paying attention, ripped it open. And it was
Full of
a lot.
cocaine.
No, no, it
Oh.
was a lot of gems, a lot of valuable gems.
Oh.
The
They're smuggling rubies and shit.
yeah, the clear kind.
Diamonds. Oh.
Really? Oh
So
my God, Kendra got a box of diamonds. What did you do? You wanted to keep it, didn't you?
I didn't know what the hell to do because I'm like, they're gonna kill me now. I opened the box. What if one's missing? I didn't do it.
Do you tape
Oh.
So,
that shit back up?
well, it was, I ripped it. It was obvious it had been ripped into.
Oh
And
my God.
and they
Kendra like
have
loves
and they have a
diamonds.
camera like I have cameras, so they're gonna see me replacing their ripped up box, right? So I'm thinking, let's all tone it down a bit. And maybe they just are culturally different. They speak a different language. And perhaps they are jewelry people. They're diamond importers, whatever. You go
Right.
to San Francisco, we have a whole jewelry district out there. And they're all kinds of different, other places of the world they've come from. And you need a special pass to get into it, the whole bit. So I'm like, how about that's what this is. That's why it's just weird to us. And they have large amounts of money, volumes of gems or whatever at times, whatever. Let's just be
Right.
normal. Let's tone it down. So I go over with the box and I knock on the door to explain myself.
Right.
Oh
And
boy.
he answers the door. I said, hi, this was yours. It was accidentally delivered to my house. I'm so sorry. I wasn't paying any attention. I ripped right into it. I ripped the box. I said, I taped it up. A little bit lied. I said, I didn't look at anything that it was. I just wanted to be honest about I ripped into the box. And he just grabbed it politely and said, okay, it's all there. And I said, I assume so. I didn't see anything. I didn't take anything out of the box.
Right.
So he just said, okay, thank you. And he closed it. And I was like, okay. Like,
Oh, Kendra.
I wasn't going to fucking keep it.
You better
know?
pack the hubby and the kids up and move to Florida. Do not leave a forwarding address.
That's
They're going
oh
to
my
come
God,
knock
that's
on
so
my door
funny.
and go, hey, we got a deal for you. How about I pay you this cash and you start doing this for me and do some delivery drop offs?
Right,
I'll be like, oh,
Julie? No finder's fee?
we're back to the fucking other storyline.
Oh my
But
goodness.
I don't know. I
So
think they've seen me be normal enough to know I was just sorry I was stupid.
we all heard of the Hodunk Hillbillies, right? Which is hilarious. There's a channel called Bully Exterminators, and they put out this series called Well and the Hodunk Hillbillies, or Hales and the Hodunk Hillbillies. It's a character named Well, and he's like thinks he's germ. He thinks he's germ. He is germ. Anyway, it's hilarious. If you haven't checked it out, go and check it out. The channel is called Bully Exterminators. So what's going on here is ever since they do this all the time, so it doesn't matter. We could do anything and they still talk shit. But when we piss them off and they can't handle the truth, the Hodunk Hillbillies, that is, on Facebook, they kind of create shit out of nowhere, and here's one of the things that they created yesterday. So one of this anonymous participant says, question, guys, other than Lisa working as some music groupie in the 80s, I've never heard her talk of a real job. She has said she's been married 20 years with no kids. I don't know why that's a big, bold statement there, but what has she done for real work? Years missing in her story. Can anyone fill in her BS story? And I'm sitting there going,
Oh my God, the sheer amount of jobs I could rattle off.
all right. And not only that, groupie. Y'all know what a groupie is?
What's a
No, honey.
groupie?
Let me just say
I,
this to the trolls and the haters or whatever you want to call yourselves. Um, you don't have to believe me, and I'm her sister. I'm her cousin. I would defend her, of course, but really, truly, she has had jobs that required like W-2s, and that, yep, there have been those for sure, and I even got to like attend at them. So
yep,
yeah,
yeah,
I mean, they've existed. She
yeah,
can say what they are, but I don't need to.
yeah.
But
You're the ones that you attended. Yeah. Oh, and those are like good fella type people that put me in W-2s. Some W-2s, some not.
yeah, there was one that's really a famous one.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
And my
Um,
uncle had a conniption when he was yelling at my aunt about she can't go back there. Are you crazy? Oh my God.
yeah, and then the whole like groupie thing. Here's the deal, guys. I put people on stages, which is why I've said this before. That me even having a YouTube is kind of funny because I am the one who put people on stages. When you go to a concert, somebody like me is the one who's paying them to be there. I've had people like, Robbie and Cece, right? I've had Poison
Yep.
play for me. I've actually
Yep.
handed them their check to
True
perform.
story.
Okay. So I've had them perform for me. I've paid them to perform on stage, live in front of people, in concert. I promoted them. I've done PR work for bands, artists that are on record labels that you have probably bought one or two of their albums throughout the years. Okay. So this groupie bullshit in the 80s, I can tell you right now, whoever's posting this shit wishes they could have done what I did. Okay. So,
You also have to remember part of the 80s, she was still a kid.
yeah. I still do work in the industry. I'm just not telling everybody what I'm doing. Why? Because of these assholes. They don't need to know what I do. I'm here. I'm on YouTube. This is what I'm doing. Okay. But yes, I've been married. What's up with that? Years missing in my story. What's my story? Nothing's missing. No one's hiding nothing from you. But what was even more interesting about this is like you really care. You know what I mean? But this one here, this Tracy Norrie chick thinks she's like a big wig over there. Like she's like throwing out the good stuff. But apparently, it's my story's missing because I was probably drug fucked.
What?
Oh yeah, me. Right.
Okay.
Well, feel free to brag a little. At least I would love to hear it. Well, that's just it. I try not to do that because I don't feel I have to. But I wouldn't be surprised if she was also on SSI. No, I'm not. She's another stripping minister. No, never a stripper, and I'm not a minister. But you guys can keep, guessing.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
Oh, what?
Yes, you are.
What do you mean? I'm not.
Well, you can marry people.
I can.
So that's a type of minister.
Well, okay. Anyway, I just thought it was hilarious that this is what I'm just showing what the Hodunk hillbillies are doing. They started posting pictures of my family yesterday, which I talked about last night. But Kendra didn't know about it, and that's why I was a little late. I was informing her about it. But I'm bringing this over to something else. This is how another thing that they're stupid. These keyboard warriors. Let me bring up this one here. So that we posted, or we talked about and discussed a motion that was filed in regards to the emergency no contact order with Jerma's kids, right? And then you had Megan literally live last night telling everybody that it was denied, when in fact it was not. Okay. But then you have these people on Facebook. And let me see if I can zoom in here. Because there's Michael Volpe. Somebody must have asked him where he got the motions, right? So he says, I don't know if you could read it. Can you see? Should I zoom in a little more? Okay.
No, you can see.
Okay. He said, I got them from the clerk of court in Holmes County. Nothing is sealed. It's his child custody case, 9 years of dirty laundry. So this Michael Dean character says, it is sealed, and I have a connected Holmes, but it's Holmes County, and now an investigation is in effect to see how you really got it. And I'm sitting here, I'm laughing. Then there's a Nia Waterman who thinks she's like, Germ's like number one. Like, I think she's the number one hodunk. Honestly, I really do. You go, boy.
His number one groupie.
Yeah, his number one groupie. Well, there's a couple of them. There's a couple of them, but she's one of the bigger ones. And then Mike says it's not sealed. There's no investigation. I called the clerk of court's office. It's that simple. So what I'm going to show you guys is the next video, the next image, which is this. Oh, please let me pull it up for you. Right here, guys. There we go. Let me zoom in here. Let's see. Let me make it bigger because it's. Can y'all read it?
You know what? I think half these people make up this crap just so you copy it and post it on your thing, just so they can say their comment got aired.
You see that? I blocked out the email address. This is from Holmes County Court. This is the clerk of court's office. They sent Michael this order. See right here? They sent it to him. So you're full of shit, you keyboard warriors.
These are the people that don't get they probably don't get any airtime with Jeremy, so they gotta come here with their bullshit.
Yeah. So it's like, how far are you willing to go? You guys make yourselves look like fools. If there's a public record, we are not going to falsify public records. You guys just cannot handle the truth. And the truth is out there. And you're literally going to just deny, no matter what you can. Oh, now there's an investigation. No, there's not an investigation. The fact of the matter is, it came from the clerk of courts. If it was a sealed case, it would never have been sent. And Richard published the order and the consent agreement earlier. Yeah, I have those, but I'm going to link you to Richard's. I'm not going to show those. Go to Richard's thing. I'll put it in here again. Where's the link? Richard shared them on his latest article called Jeremy Hales in Freefall. So let me just post that here.
Also, just to throw out there, like, a lot of us have jobs or whatever things from 20, 30, 40, 50 years ago. It's not all online available to see because a newspaper didn't comment on it. Those counties don't have all their records posted. They only went so far back in time to go online. Like, there's still a ton of stuff out there that you just can't find it online. It doesn't mean it didn't exist.
Yeah.
If somebody does a Google search on themselves, they're not going to necessarily find everything.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be anything bad. It's just, jobs and stuff. Like, I don't get it.
Hold, please.
It's like this, just so you know, guys. It's like, especially with the Hodunks hillbilly thing coming out. This is what I'm trying to prove. This is what they do. This is like the keyboard war. I know we've all seen it, but this is what they continue to do, and it just falls right in line with the whole Hodunks hillbilly thing.
They should make a doll like that.
Oh, right.
The keyboard bear or the keyboard.
Oh, we got merch coming now.
The keyboard warrior
merch is
doll.
coming out about it. We're not going to be talking about Jeremy much, if at all, very soon. That's right, Richard.
The Funko Pop.
And actually, I'm not going to go over this tonight. I'll probably do this a little bit tomorrow, maybe. I do have a copy of that, the AI psychological info on Jeremy, which is really interesting. If you saw Super Dave's video, I believe it was yesterday, he went over it, and it's pretty interesting. It's kind of twisted, but let's get rid of Jeremy for now, because every day there's always something with him. I did not watch his video today. Do not know anything about it, so I have no comments about anything like that. And I just want to know if, well, switch the subject. Robbie, did you catch the Gator at The horse farm. Everybody's been asking. And we lose
Oh my
Robbie.
God! Listen, Cassie, what's up? There.
What
Can
happened?
you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
Robbie.
We said yes, but then we
Oh
lost him.
man. Hello.
Hello.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Robbie.
Yes.
Kendra,
Robbie.
Lisa,
Robbie.
Yes.
Lisa,
Yes.
We hear
Kendra.
Yes.
you. We hear you.
Oh,
Okay.
God, he does.
Okay. So this morning, Kendra, 8 o'clock in the morning, I get an Gator call.
Uh-huh.
We run out there, we do our thing, we rescue the gator. Awesome. We bring him back here, we release him in the marsh, and we go back to your favorite place, Kendra.
The mini horses.
Yep.
Oh my goodness. So we're down there trying to catch this gator. And Austin, one of the guys who runs the place, he's not the owner, but he runs the place, is talking to me on the phone. And I said, hey, a bunch of people asked me, I did the video when I was doing the first thing here, and people said it looked very familiar. And that Katie something was here.
Katie saw Van Sykes.
And he goes, oh, Katie, whatever her last name is. Yeah.
Van Sykes.
Yes. She gets all her horses from us.
Right. She does.
Did she get code red from them?
Did she what?
Get code red, VS code red from them?
No, because this is a mini farm. VS is a
No, I
regular
thought she got
farm.
regular horses too.
They have regular horses too, Kendra. They have race horses too.
Right, but he's not that kind of horse. So it's a different kind of horse place. That's VS Code Red is a whole different ball of wax in the horse industry where he came from, this very specific family. That's yes, that's separate. That's not where that one came from. But her mini horses are just as high end as him and came from this place.
Oh, dude, I just learned so
They're
much about horses today. I
they're
didn't
very
film.
high end, this place.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's some that have one blue eye and one brown eye.
Right. And she is having Friday, one of her horses is going to be impregnated by one of the horses there. There's a all gray, he looks like a dark gray, all gray stallion. That's who's going to be the sire, the baby daddy of one of her horses she currently has that she got from them originally. She has.
I saw that horse today, the all gray one.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So today Katie did a video and was giving her a bath and braiding her hair, getting her all pretty for her impregnant moment.
So she's bringing that one down here?
No,
Are there artificially?
No, they did it. They're going to do it artificially. They do a counter to counter, which means it has to go from airport to airport and get picked up at the airport and dropped by those people at the airport. So it's fresh.
Right.
It's a very, very time expensive thing. So yeah, they're doing that. But there's a couple horses there now that she has her eye on and she's like, I know, I can't, I shouldn't, da, 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 da. But yeah, she'll definitely be getting more horses from them. Her newer horse is a white horse, is Coco, who's pregnant, that she got from there. So,
Kendra.
and she could, that place is phenomenal. Everybody in the horse, everybody in the horse industry fucking loves it. All those of us not in horses are amazed by it, let alone the horse people. Like, they have a phenomenal group of horses and do a fantastic breeding program. And those babies are so well taken care of.
You should see the brand new babies that were just born the other day. They are unbelievable. They come up to my knee.
Yeah, they're super tiny. Katie was there, I want to say 2 weeks ago, three maybe,
3
and
weeks
there
ago.
was a couple babies there, and she was trying to give for the camera viewpoint the difference in size and just having people near them, and like she carried one out in her arms, a freaking
Yeah,
horse, like
yeah.
fully, like it looked like a little rocking horse. It's a little
Oh,
oh
I
my
could have
God,
picked one up, put it under one arm, picked up another one, and put it on the other arm. But
right?
these ones, nobody has seen yet, so they wouldn't let us film these ones. But they took us there and showed them to us.
Yeah,
Oh my God, Kendra, they are so cute.
yeah,
I was like, holy shit.
adorable. Yeah. It makes you want, it makes everybody want to go get mini horses. They're just so freaking adorable.
They
I'm
were,
not
and then we saw a bunch of
messing
the thoroughbreds, and then what do they call those horses? I forget what it's called. I wish Mimi was here. She'd remember. They pull those jockey carts.
Like the
Oh,
breed of the horse
Yeah,
or like the cart horses.
harness. No,
yeah,
the harness horses.
yes.
I know the name of them too.
It starts with an S.
I don't
Oh my
remember.
God, man. Hold on.
Salkies?
No, not sulkies. They pull those. They pull the sulkies, the cart, the two-wheel cart,
Oh, the cart.
and the
Yeah,
little jockey.
there's specific horses that are the cart pullers. So like each breed of horse
Oh
has
my
a
God, Miss Lori, that is. Oh
That's
my
an
God, I
awesome
think we're on to something. Sylvie, where's Strictly? The sulky's the cart, Strictly. But what is the breed of that horse? It's not a thoroughbred.
Standard bred?
Strander bred.
Standard bred.
Standard bred.
Standard bred. That's it. Standard bred. Those are the ones that pull the carts. So they have those. Right. They have the race horses, which are the thoroughbred.
I think that the silkies are the standard breds.
Standard breds do the trotting. They do a lot of the trotting.
Yeah, trotters. Yeah.
Silkies are the cart. Standard bred are the horses that pull the cart.
Right. The harness races.
Robbie could train the lemurs to be jockeys and ride the mini horses. That would be hilarious.
That's what I said. I think we're on to something. I'm going to have to talk to them next time I'm out there.
Mo! I can see an image right now.
I know.
Crayola, a jockey, a mini horse. That's what I was going to call it, William Trotter. Trotters? Yeah.
But Kendra, they have so many horses out there. It's unreal. And the guys are all so nice there. They were showing us everything, and they were like, you can't film this because nobody has seen these. These have not been on anybody's channel.
Yeah, they were just
and
born.
I'm like, okay, no problem.
Yeah.
And oh my God, and then when the field we have to go to get to the pond, that's where the thoroughbreds are, and the babies that were born last week are out there. Oh my God, they're so cute.
And some of the horses, when they're walking, they sound like a 67 Chevy. Modified engine in it.
Oh, dude, those little horses, they are truly amazing. There's this one breed, I forget what he called them, but they prance when they walk. They lift their legs really high.
I don't remember.
I'm like, oh my God. And he even said that's what's her name wants to come get a couple of those.
I'm still a bigger fan of the donkey. I like donkeys better than horses.
You do?
Yep.
I like horses.
I like horses.
Suzanne says if I want, she'll take me and we'll go to some farm or something and go.
Who?
Suzanne. You met Suzanne at Harley's Christmas party.
Uh-huh.
There's a couple of the Anheuser-Busch horses right down the street from me, right here.
Shut up. You have Clydesdales near you?
Yeah, they are retired horses from Anheuser-Busch. They used to pull the cart.
Oh my God. I want to see. I love Clydesdales. Hold on.
The people who own the airport right next to me have them.
They're the horse above horses.
Lisa,
Yeah.
I just sent you 2
Oh my
pictures
God.
that I already had those made from a long time ago.
Really? Oh my
And
God.
I
I have
just
to
said,
send
wait
it.
a minute.
Oh my God. I have to send
I
it.
forget the name of the horse farm, Babs. Kendra, what's it called? You looked it up before.
Yeah, I forget now. It's just so
High Point? It's not High Point, is it?
No, that's in Texas.
No.
It's in
Strictly said
something.
hi. Yes, Gabe, I love donkeys.
Love them. They're like dogs.
Yeah, she says horses don't like her. Donkeys love her.
Yeah, I've gotten bit by horses.
Really?
Yeah.
Ouch. That can't be good.
I got bit by a horse. And that's 2 things I won't trust: a horse and a fucking bird. That's it.
And a bird?
Birds. I don't trust
But
birds.
you
Especially
love birds.
peacocks.
I don't.
Yes, you do.
I don't like birds.
You listen to birds. You watch the birds every
I love
morning.
wild birds.
Is
Right.
it in motion equestrian?
But pet birds?
I don't know what it's called, Kendra. I don't remember.
I'll look it
I'll try
up
to
and
be
know
different.
for next time because I know I'm pretty sure it's in motion equestrian because Chandler Marks is the owner.
Yes, that's Chandler's the owner.
Yeah, that's the place then. It's in motion equestrian and Chandler Marks is the owner.
Curling, come on a horse.
Oh my God.
So the people in Jeremy's chat are now wondering what your work history is.
Yeah, like
But so we went and did that, and then we came home and we had to finish and feed everything and all. But it'll be a good video. We got a lot of good footage out there, and
Oh,
a
that
lot
was
of good.
that's cool. I'm glad that they allowed you to.
Yeah, they said you can film those ones over there, but you can't film over here where the new babies are because no one's seen them yet.
Right.
And they're cool guys. We were talking about, I was talking about my grandfather, and they're like, "Oh my God, I know that. We've heard of where the
mini horses
Lipizans came from, Ringling Brothers, and that's my grandfather."
So he saw all of them. Gabe is only getting bit by horses because he accuses them of nagging all the time.
And he was like, "Did you ever get to go out there and see all that?" I go, "Dude, when I was little, I used to get on a horse and just take off, and I'd be gone till I heard the dinner bell." You have the 7,000 acres, you're gone.
Yeah.
Especially when they're running.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they're so pretty. I actually made Tori. We were backstage and I found this video and I started showing it to her. She was like getting ready to go to bed. I'm like, oh my God, look how pretty this horse is. And it was a video, and they just started showing all like the best, so like 25 of the best named breeds and stuff. These horses were gorgeous, beautiful white, like they were white horses with really long manes and stuff and long tails. I was like, wow. I'm like, look at these things. They're so beautiful.
Those horses are expensive, man.
Yeah. Yeah. Horses run away with me. They know where you're scared when you're scared.
Horses
Arabian
are
Shepherd.
expensive to keep too. You got to really
Oh, very.
all the things that they need.
Lipizans are what my grandfather used to breed, Susan.
And
He's
And
the
X?
one. My grandfather's the one that sold him to Ringling Brothers.
You okay?
Yeah.
We all just kind of.
They don't have
God,
circuses no more, do they? The Ringling Brother. Remember when the Ringling Brothers circus
Barnum
used to
Valley
come
Circus?
to town
Yeah.
every year?
Yep.
They don't have that anymore, do they?
They used to have it at the Coliseum.
Yeah, it used to be at Coliseums all the time.
Yeah.
Now, you know, I guess because all the animal activists, I don't know, maybe.
I think they still have them, but they're not big like that.
No.
Because I've been.
I remember that. Remember, it used to come
They're
around
huge.
once a year, and
Yeah.
the place was packed.
Yeah, the Coliseum used to be packed for like. I mean, they used to come there and be there for
Hey,
2 weeks.
Stacy.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You know, but yeah, no, I haven't been to a circus since I was a kid. But like, that was in New York, so like, moving and going on. I've never seen a circus as big as Ringling Brothers. That doesn't mean there isn't one, but I've never seen one.
I haven't seen them advertised or anything.
Kenji, have you ever gone to Ringling Brothers in New York with us?
No, I didn't go with you. No.
Oh, no way, Noreen. Zebras are mean.
From what?
Oh no.
You don't
I only
know
went to
from
the circus once when I was a kid.
Lisa, my cousin, went to see Bush and Filter in the concert last night. He said it was amazing. Really? Where at? Where are you at? Where were they playing? I worked 16 Stone. Great album. I need to go to bed now.
Hannah, good night. God bless and prayers.
Confirm that they are trotters or standard bred that pull the silkies.
Yes. Okay. The standard bred is what he called them. Strictly.
Standard bread.
Yeah.
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 I used to
There's
go watch
like over 100 different horse breeds.
I want to go watch horses. I told
watch
you.
That's crazy.
horses.
Where's our horse race?
Really, Terry?
I think we asked that. Someone said
That's my
Tampa, they
favorite. That's my favorite horse. Lipizans are huge horses.
have horses.
On Saturday is Preakness.
We're not getting a horse.
Saturday. I'm not kidding. I got news for you. When all these court cases are over, we are buying a horse. Kendra and I are buying a horse.
Kendra could buy a horse.
No, we're buying a horse.
On Saturday is Preakness
Dave.
and Sovereignty, who won the Derby, is not running.
No.
No, because Sovereignty's out of the Triple Crown because the jockey got fined for
what?
so they have the little, I call it the wand. It's not its name. It's the paddle thing. You're only allowed to, during the race, use that 6 times. He used it 8. So he's been temporarily suspended and he had to pay 10% of his earnings. So he had to pay like $68,000 or something like that.
Wow.
So Sovereignty won't be running. And all I did was I turned to Gary
It's a
and I go,
crop, a riding crop.
yeah, that. I said, hold on a
Yeah,
second.
that.
$68,000 is only 10%. Well, how much did he
You
get?
should get a donkey, Gabe.
I'll get a donkey before a horse.
A horse is a horse, of course, of course.
Gabe, you're a horse.
Oh.
Oh
So,
God,
hold on. Who won the Kentucky Derby?
No idea.
Sovereignty.
Sovereignty.
Yeah.
Socrates?
Sovereignty. So now they're out. So the Triple Crown's gone.
Socrates or Socrates?
Sovereignty.
Okay. Sovereignty? I thought you said Socrates.
Sovereignty.
Sovereign. Okay, not Socrates.
No.
Okay.
No. So now.
So Sandman will be running and journalism will be running.
Sandman.
So the one that won the Kentucky Derby is out.
And then they're all going to go
Which means there's no
to
Triple
Belmont. They're all going to go to Belmont Stakes, though. Sovereignty will be back for that.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
What's the last horse to win the Triple Crown?
Who won the Triple Crown last time?
They don't win a Triple Crown every year. They got to win every race.
No, yeah,
That's
I
how
don't
they
know.
do it.
Richard said George won with her horse face.
I don't
And
follow.
it must have been her Timu teeth.
Who?
Her team. Oh, is Lana here?
Who are you talking about?
We got
Richard
Mo
said that.
Magic. We got Mo Magic email. Is Lana here? Lana, if you're here and lurking, say hello. I gotta show you something. Let me see. I gotta check your email. We got Mo Magic. Mo Magic. Secretariat was the last one to win the Triple Crown? No.
No, the
No.
Triple Crown was Justify in 2018. I just looked it up.
Yeah.
He was the 13th horse to win the Triple Crown.
Oh my gosh, she
Yeah,
did it. I knew it.
Justified.
I knew. Sorry.
Who's that? That's supposed to be me riding the
No.
lemur.
Oh my god, that's so cute. Look, I knew she'd do it.
What?
Oh my god, this is awesome. Hold on. These are so cool. I'll show one of them. Oh my god. Oh my god, look at that one. I gotta wait, which one did I download?
Yeah, Seattle
Well,
Slew
one
won
was
that,
her
and that
riding
was
donkey.
after Secretariat.
Oh my god.
She just made that?
Yes, I'm telling you, she's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's like ordering drive-through
Yeah.
from McDonald's.
It's quicker. Mo.
Can I have one on a donkey, please?
But is her
Mo
ice
is
cream
awesome.
machine open and available, or is her ice cream maker broken down?
Oh my gosh.
Okay.
Check this out, guys. Look. Mo Magic. Mo Magic. Mo
Okay.
Magic.
So Kendra,
Yeah.
so Z and I are on our way home. Oh my God.
Is that not hilarious? That is awesome.
That is great.
Still no jockey riding you.
What do you mean riding me?
There was one a
Not
jockey.
riding me.
There was a jockey at
Oh, riding the lemur.
yeah, riding the lemur.
That is
What
great.
was it? That was cool.
Isn't that great? It's just freaking awesome. Oh, where'd it go? I thought I downloaded it. Hold on. Sorry.
That one was cool. I like that one.
That one's cool. That one's the best.
That one.
All right, you guys see this one,
I
though.
like that one.
How are you going to laugh? This is great.
That one has a lemur tail for the horse.
Right.
Yeah. But check this one out. Hang on, there it is.
Oh my God. That's funny.
That's
Oh,
why I
that
asked.
is
Was
great.
he riding the lemur?
I was like, yeah, like that's what he says. He could riding you. I'm like, what do you mean riding me? You and Crayola,
Yeah.
Docky riding Crayola. It was so funny because when Richard keeps talking about
Dude,
Crayola,
I
I'm like,
wish
what the hell?
lemurs were that big. We could ride them.
Right?
Oh my God, that would be awesome.
Yeah, that would be kind of fun.
To ride lemurs?
American
Wow.
Pharaoh that won the triple
Big mail.
triple
Oh,
crown.
you got mail. That's how quick. See? Watch.
Yeah, what's that
Let's see.
smell?
It's hold on. Let's see what Gabe got. Gabe got mail.
Gabe got mail.
That's a donkey. Asking you so receive. Hold on. Oh,
It's a donkey named Gabe.
it's a donkey named Gabe. I heard it.
Jackass.
Thank you, Mo. Oh my god, that's great. Oh my god, I love them. Mo is awesome.
You guys, the miniature horses are so cool. They really are.
Oh yeah, the little minis.
Yeah, they're the
they're
cutest.
cool. They're cool.
Shut up, Todd.
Are they aggressive? Are they like mean, aggressive, or
Dude, they came right up to me.
really?
Yeah.
I want to go. Robbie wouldn't let me go.
Why?
He said I couldn't go.
Because I can't just take people there, Gabe.
But I have a license. I'm an alligator trapper agent.
Oh, Lisa, it doesn't matter. I
You were there.
can't just.
You were there to collect a gator.
Is it a place where you can go and like take
No.
tours?
No.
No, it's a private breeding facility.
A lot of
And-
the facilities are closed to the general public. 'cause
And they
can't-
are the largest breeding facility for the mini horses. You get the biggest, the highest end mini horses come from them.
Yeah. That's where all of
I'd like-
Katie
I'd-
Vince Lake's horses
I'd
come
probably get
from. that are
attached to one of
minis.
those little horses.
Yeah, I want to go.
Gabe, you really would. I am so attached to this one. He looks like a Palomino, but he's a mini, and he's got one blue eye and one brown eye.
Is that the one who's also a Pinto?
Yeah, that's what he looks like.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got the white spot and the brown.
Yes. Yes.
Oh my God, I love that horse.
Mm-hmm.
Katie was there, and she was literally carrying a mini horse on her arm. I'm like, oh my God! Like,
They
I
said
want
the brand new babies that the brand
a
new
baby mini
babies,
horse.
A baby mini horse.
the brand new babies that were born last week. I literally could have picked up one under each arm and carried them.
Katie's gonna have a brand new mini horse on her farm in June sometime.
They are so adorable.
They amaze me. The whole like babies being born or horses and then just getting up, standing up, and walking around like within minutes. It's like that amazes me.
I like it.
Z horse. What's a Z horse?
Huh?
What's a Z horse?
I don't know.
Z horse is a cross between a zebra and a horse.
Oh.
Oh, Robbie, watch! Everybody, watch! Ready?
What?
What? Can you see the screen?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, let's watch.
What a bitch!
God. Oh my God.
What a bitch!
He has on a hoodie
What a bitch!
and hoodie.
It's
Oh,
in
that
this
is
hat.
great.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks, Mo. That's cool,
That is
right?
cool. Yeah, that is really cool,
What
Bo.
happened was I got them and I downloaded them all, but somehow I didn't watch them all. And I'm like, wait a minute, what is this? And I look, I'm like, oh my God. And that's why I asked you. I'm like, did
Nine
you,
Chin
Robbie, did you
Turk.
see this? Jeremy's trying to fuck you.
What a bitch!
I love Z running it, you know what I mean? I just think it's so cool.
What a bitch!
I think that's so cool.
Any
There's a
more
farm
Z's
around
faster than I am. Z
Hey,
runs
Nine
faster
Cents.
than I do anymore.
Robbie. Hey man, I can match that, you know.
What?
I can match that. I just
And that's what-
realized your avatar.
Oh,
Oh no, mine has a Christmas hat on.
Ugh.
You gotta get Crayola back here. I will. As soon as I get rid of this mess and create more room, I will be able to get to everything. Mayhem Ranch, I believe, is the name. I met them a couple years ago. I want to go see horses. It's a thing right now.
I had a friend of ours. We actually filmed at her facility years ago with Swamp Brothers. She had zebras and she had giraffes.
Right.
And her name was Carol. Her and her last name was a well-known last name. Have you guys ever heard of Edmonds the Cakes?
Yeah. Hello.
Yes. That's
I used to have to bring him to Kendra, fly him out there with us.
her dad owned that. Her family did. And we went and filmed over there, and she's a little cuckoo and everything. She had a bunch of zebras, and she had 4 giraffes. And they were incredible. But she was a little free-spirited and very out there.
We were on the newlywed game.
You and me?
Yeah.
She unfortunately was kicked in the stomach by one of her zebras, and it ended up killing her.
No.
Oh,
No. We were in the. Who was that guy? Chuck Willoughby? No, not Chuck Willoughby.
Sorry, Robert.
She was a great person.
Who was that
And
guy?
Who was the host of the Newlywed Game, by the way? Go ahead.
That's the girl who she left us the giraffes.
Chuck Woolery was the dating game.
Right.
I didn't.
Somebody knows.
I didn't pursue it because her brother had sold the giraffes, and so I'm not going to fight a family on that. No, that's not me.
Oh my goodness.
And but she was killed by the zebra, and when we were filming, the zebras were walking all around, walked right in the house and everything. And zebras are nasty, guys. They will just come up and bite you for no reason, and they will when they start kicking. I had to dive, and my cameraman had to dive in the back of my pickup truck because this zebra was just going crazy kicking.
Wow.
And it's crazy. That's purebred zebras are nuts. And here's a little fact for you that zebras actually kill more people than any other animal, exotic animal in captivity.
Wow.
I didn't
That's
realize
crazy.
there was that many zebras in captivity.
Oh God, yeah. There's a lot. A lot of people in Texas have them. A lot of people in Florida have them. But more people are killed by zebras than any other exotic animal.
Wow.
Why do they have zebras?
They're the best when they're crossbred with the donkeys.
And they make a zonkey.
Yes.
So you had a dream that we were on the Newlywed Game?
Yeah, we were on the newlywed game.
And
the question was, there was a question. So how do you, what
Z-donks.
makes your wife pissed off the most? Everyone said their thing, and I said, when I just tell her to be quiet.
You're dreaming about
You freaking hate that when I say that to you. Just be quiet.
I'm like, shut up. He'll mess with me and goes, be quiet. I'm like, I'm not even be quiet.
Instead of saying shut up and being an asshole, I just say, will you just be quiet, please?
He'll like start something. He'll start something. He does it on purpose. He'll start something, and then you answer him or you say something back, and he's like, just be quiet. I'm like, excuse you?
He does that in
just be quiet.
He'll do that in text to me.
He does?
He'll ask me a very long question with multiple parts, and then I go to respond to it, and then he'll snap back with, why are you giving me all this information? This is too much. Stop talking. And I'm like, you asked.
Just give me the broad strokes.
Yeah, he can't take it. You'll lose him. If you say more than 2 sentences, you'll lose him.
Forget the details.
You'll lose him completely.
You asked 4 questions. You're going to get 4 answers.
Cool. Thank you, Suzanne. I love that.
One thing at a time.
That's like somebody saying, "Have you ever read the book of Midway?" Why would I read the book of Midway when I could see the movie and be out in 2 hours?
Well, books are more.
I understand that. It was just a joke, but books are
more in depth.
Yeah.
The broad strokes, you know.
Don't ask questions you're afraid about the answers.
Exactly.
Okay, what?
Don't ask questions if you're afraid about the answer.
What do you mean? Don't just be quiet.
See?
I love camels.
That's what he does. Oh, just be quiet. You be quiet.
Camels are awesome.
I'll stick with donkeys. They protect the baby cows. Yeah, Kendra wants a mini cow.
Yeah, I do.
I do. I want a mini cow. I want a mini cow.
Was there any Bearded? Was there a Hodunk video?
Yeah, they got baby. They're mini cows.
Yeah.
How did they do that?
The Zebus.
I want a mini cow, a mini pig, and
Kendra needs a farm.
I want ducks.
All right, so hang on. So if I get a farm, Kendra, and we have 2 houses on this property, and we can have all these animals that you want, will you come here? I'll make it happen.
All these animals, I'm going to be the one to take care of them.
I was going to say, who's taking poop? Scooping all the poop? Who's going to fix all the fences?
They can't take care of all the animals. The only one
all these animals, and then it leaves me, poor Gator, to take care of them.
No. First of all, I take care of the cat. You feed them. I take care of the cat. You take care of the dog when they need to do their business, right?
Yeah.
I take care of the gecko.
Because you're up till 5 in the morning.
Right, because she eats at night.
Right.
If she's going to eat. But he gets so, it's funny because she doesn't eat all the time and he gets mad when she won't eat. He's like, damn it, man, she won't eat for me. But she has.
She's ate for me.
She's just funny when she eats and stuff. And the other thing is like, I didn't realize that
she likes it when I spray her because with her head sticking out of the thing a little bit. If I start spraying that, she comes out. She does like a stretch.
Yeah, she's really cute. But anyway, so we
it's like
share
a massage, I guess. I get the water.
Don't try and take
Lisa. If you're going to do this, you own a cruise ship, an island, and now a farm. So why don't you just incorporate them all? So you bring the people and land your cruise ship at the island, and you do a tour of the farm.
Yeah, and then Robbie, we need someone to run the farm.
Oh God.
Yeah. See,
you know how many Gator calls I got to do?
Well, you know what? Bring the Gators. We'll create our own marsh. Oh my God! And then we'll build a humongous freaking stage, and we'll have concerts there, and we'll bring all the bands over. It'll be a fiesta. I mean, it'll just be like a huge party.
It'll be our own Cinco de Mayo.
I ain't touching toe on this fucking farm island if there's a goddamn snake anywhere nearby.
No snakes allowed.
No.
Well, what if they're in cages?
Nope.
You're gonna find snakes.
Then I ain't going.
Oh well. No snakes allowed.
Confused between Kendra and Robbie.
What? Because Kendra don't like snakes?
She don't like snakes.
We
snakes
don't need no
though.
snakes in a cage that can't be touched by anybody, seen by anybody because they're so venomous. Nope, not allowed. What's the freaking point? Just the natural ones that come with the earth.
Well, because the reason why that is because not everybody has seen a cobra or a king cobra in the wild.
And they can go elsewhere.
The only way they can see it is through a glass.
Well, you know what? They can go elsewhere to see that for their fancy.
No, that snake don't care.
And what about a black mamba?
What about it? That's allowed. What did I just say? No.
Do you have a king cobra,
we can
Robbie?
list off all the variety of snakes you'll want.
Yes.
Is that the one that you were shedding, right? When I came over, you were pulling the scales up. Yeah, that thing's huge. I didn't realize how big those things are, man. Those things are huge.
You got a scale of a king cobra? And I don't have it?
No, it was coming off. It was like flaky.
We were shedding it.
They were shedding.
needed to do my snakes. I'll be right back.
They're that's the first time I've ever seen one.
This is
Black Mambas get big too, Gabe. They get 14
Black
feet.
Mamba. Yeah, I watch a lot of nature shows, but I've always seen them on TV and stuff, but I've never seen them in person.
Walk in the room.
Like that.
Do you need to?
Yeah, actually, it was pretty cool.
You need to see it in a little glass cage.
It's not a
It's
little
not
glass.
little. It's not a little cage. Cage is 8 feet. 8 feet long, 2 feet wide, 2 feet high.
Now, how big is the snake? How big is the cobra? The king cobra? How big is
12. 12.
I think that's about as they get 12 feet, right? Do they get bigger than that?
They get 18.
Jeez, man.
King cobra is the largest venomous snake on the planet.
Yeah, I know that. I didn't know they got to 18 feet. Holy crap!
Did you see?
You're talking saltwater crocodile length, man. That's crazy.
Yeah, but they're only as big around as my calf.
Did you see what's his face? The
You gotta get an
magician.
anaconda.
What's his name? David Blaine
Yeah.
on the Disney Channel do his fucking little show about the snakes, and he get to kiss it on the head and all this crap. They had to fly to a whole other island where they had the anti venom, whatever. I'm like, okay, this is why am I watching this? I had to watch the whole damn thing.
Yeah. He kissed a venomoid.
Whatever he was doing, I'm like,
And he got bit?
No, he kissed a venomoid. Hello, Raw Doggy.
It's on the Disney Channel.
Strictly, if you had lemurs, you would not say that.
This is crazy. This is actually an AI psychological profile
Of who?
on Jeremy, and it got him to the T. Like you put in all the stuff that
Jennifer
he's
W.
done, like some of his bad behavior, you know, like that's on public record and stuff.
I used to have 250, 300 baby monocles a year.
A whole psychological profile on him.
Baby, what is?
Monocle cobras.
They have one eyeball?
No, he doesn't.
On the back of their hood, they have a circle, so that's why it's called a monocle. Guapo.
Read it, Lisa. You want me to read it?
Guapo freaked out when he was in my snake room.
All right, I mean, I guess I could do it now.
We don't need any snakes. We don't need Guapo in the room with snakes either. We need nobody with the snakes. There's not snakes on this island.
Yeah, they're cool, Jennifer. I used to be one of the biggest breeders of monocle cobras. Me and I had 3.7, 3 males, 7 females, and I used to breed them for the industry. And the guy from Kentucky Reptile also is one of the largest breeders.
I checked on it, and it was there. It was still live. So, guys, in case you didn't know, I know it's a little late, but I was actually on Legally Leslie this morning with Bruce, and Richard Luthman was also on as well. And we were discussing the case because she's just like coming into the case and finding out everything that's gone on. And I'll tell you what, she hit Jeremy, and she's got him like she knows exactly who he is. Exactly
she was
who he is.
Finding out about him from you and Richard?
She's finding out.
No, she did a little research.
She's a retired lawyer. Her husband's a lawyer, and she's been checking in on the case, and she's been just watching it. And she's just got him down to a T. Absolutely down to a T. Pretty quickly, too. You know? So we were interviewed on there today, and Richard Luthman and Bruce was there, and they were just talking about the case in general. It was pretty cool. I posted a link to it. It's actually on the community post. I keep saying community post, even though they're just calling it post now. So that's where it is. There's a link to it if you want to go watch it.
Storage Legends.
She's pretty cool. I really like her. She's awesome. And she actually did this.
Guapo.
She's the one who sent this over to me. This is an AI psychological profile on Jeremy, and it's based on the public records facts and stuff. And it tells you like the personality, the psychological profile of him. So of the facts that were basically put in to this. And I looked at the information that was put in, and it's all true. It's all public facts of him. And this is what it says. I mean, you want me to read each one? And the other thing that was really put in here was the transcript, the things that he said in the depot that Bruce took of him. And it's the responses throughout the deposition that reveal several key psychological traits and interpersonal dynamics. And this is what it says, that he's highly defensive and combative. The witness demonstrates a persistent defensive posture, often responding to straightforward questions with suspicion, sarcasm, or outright hostility, which suggests a person who feels under attack and is primed to protect themselves, perhaps due to a perceived history of being wronged or misunderstood. The frequent use of derogatory language and personal attacks, referring to the opposing attorney as a fool, incompetent, ignorant, evil, and other such terms, reflects an entrenched adversarial mindset. So that's 1. 2, distrustful and what?
Nothing. It flicked off for a second, but it kicked back.
Distrustful and projecting. There is a marked distrust of the opposing counsel and parties, with repeated accusations that the lawyer is part of a conspiracy, is incompetent, or is personally invested in harming the witness. The witness projects blame for their life issues onto others, rarely taking responsibility or acknowledging any fault. This pattern may point to underlying paranoia or at least a deeply rooted sense of victimization. Grandiose self-view and moral superiority. It's late. My mouth's dry. The witness frequently asserts their own moral high ground, positioning themselves as the only truly responsible or caring person involved, especially regarding the welfare of children or the community. That makes me so mad. The grandiosity is contrasted with the repeated denigration. Oh my God, I can't even talk.
Denigration of others.
My mouth's so dry and my lips. I'm like, hold on, let me take a drink.
Suggesting narcissistic traits or a need to bolster one's self-esteem.
Go, Kendra.
By diminishing others. 4, lack of emotional regulation. The witness's language is emotionally charged with frequent outbursts, interruptions, sarcasm, and ridicule. They have difficulty maintaining composure, often escalating conflicts rather than de-escalating.
There was that giggle.
Shut up, Robbie. This may indicate problems with impulse control.
You got to shut up, Robbie, from Kendra.
Emotional regulation and possibly a low tolerance for frustration or perceived disrespect.
Oh, yeah.
So we got more?
Oh, yeah. Refusal to cooperate. Okay, go ahead.
Don't stop now. You're almost there.
Or correct answers. The witness repeatedly avoids answering direct questions, instead pivoting to personal attacks, rhetorical questions, or unrelated grievances. This uncooperative stance may be a deliberative strategy or may stem from an inability to trust the process or the people involved. It may also point to an oppositional or defiant personality. Oh my God. 6, obsession with perceived injustice. There is a reoccurring fixation on being wronged, stalked, defamed, or threatened. The witness returns to themes of being destroyed or targeted frequently, sometimes in graphic terms. This preoccupation suggests either real trauma or a tendency toward rumination and catastrophizing, which can be features of anxiety disorders or personality disorders.
Oh, yeah, baby. That's right. Talk dirty to me. Oh.
7, manipulative and performative. At times, the witness appears to perform for an imagined audience using dramatic language, sarcasm, and attempts to shame or ridicule the attorney. This may serve to deflect, control the narrative, or gain sympathy from third parties. Such behavior can be manipulative and indicates a need to dominate the interaction.
Seriously, if you read this depo, he was definitely performing. He was off the chain. Compared to him in court other times, he was off the chain in the first depo. It was insane.
John, that's what I kept thinking. She's going to break out the ruler next.
Conclusion. The witness displays signs of defensiveness.
Hey, wait, stop. I'll let you know when the conclusion comes. Carry on.
Shut up, Robbie.
Wait a minute. Why is there a conclusion and then more shit afterwards?
That's what I'm saying.
Well, I'm just reading what it says. Grandiosity, emotional
volatility.
Yes, and deep suspicion of others. Their deposition conduct is marked by hostility, a lack of cooperation, and repeated personal attacks. These patterns suggest the possibility of underlying personality traits such as narcissism, paranoia, or oppositional defiance, as well as a strong identification with the role of victim. The overall psychological profile is of someone who experiences interpersonal conflict as threatening and responds aggressively, often at the expense of constructive communication or self-reflection. What sets the witness off? Number 1, perceived dishonesty or hypocrisy. The witness becomes agitated when they believe others are lying, being hypocritical, or misrepresenting facts. Example, people claiming to have watched videos but then saying otherwise under oath. They are especially triggered by accusations or statements they view as false or manipulative. 2, repeated or quote unquote stupid questions. Multiple times, the witness reacts with irritation to questions they perceive as repetitive, unclear, or dumb, often responding with insults. Did I stutter? Are you that incompetent? That was pretty dumb. They're easily
like
frustrated.
What he said to the Judge
Bruce.
Davis, when the Judge Davis asked him to repeat it himself. Sorry, try not to choke. When Judge asked him to repeat himself, they didn't hear him. He goes, "For the second time, Your Honor, yes." It's the only time he ever heard Jeremy's voice, and Jeremy did that. I'm like, holy shit. I'm like, why did he just do that? He's just an asshole. Well, go ahead. But it's kind of like insulting him at the same time. But go ahead.
They're easily frustrated by what they see as poor questioning or legal tactics. 3, challenges.
Richard, are you listening? Richard's going to get him so bad right now.
Challenges to their integrity or reputation. Anything that suggests the witness is lying, exaggerating, or at fault sparks a strong, defensive, and sometimes aggressive reaction. They are especially reactive to suggestions of wrongdoing, dishonesty, or criminality on their part.
Well, there 4. You go. I'm done. Whoop, go ahead.
Perceived attacks on their business or personal life. If questions involve alleged harm to their business, finances, or relationships, the witness responds with anger and detailed complaints about how they've been wronged. They quickly pivot to blaming others for their losses.
Whoops.
What? Being interrupted or not listened to. The witness is visibly aggravated when they feel interrupted or not given a chance to fully answer, frequently saying things like, wait, pause, I'm not done, or shut up and listen.
Yeah.
Insults, ridicule, or lack of respect. The witness is highly sensitive to perceived disrespect, whether real or imagined. They respond with name-calling, sarcasm, and personal attacks when they feel slighted. They react strongly to being laughed at, mocked, or dismissed. Questions about sensitive or confidential topics. The witness frequently refuses to answer questions about contracts, business details, or other topics they deem none of your business, often doing so with hostility.
And so how does he plan on suing everybody? He's got to prove all those things.
Accusations. of not caring about others, example, children. When the
Oh boy.
opposing side is accused of not caring about children or vulnerable people, the witness uses this as an emotional weapon and becomes even more combative. Being associated
Because of
with
his relationship with his own children. God.
being associated with enemies or critics. References
Oh boy.
to people or groups like witness dislikes, anti what the Hales ecosystem, two Lees in a pod, Fat Lisa Lee, trigger trigger rants and aggressive language.
Sorry.
My God.
You want to hear him? You guys, you guys
Oh
have no
God.
clue. I can get him unhinged so fast because I knew him when he was at his lowest point when Martha left him.
Mhm.
Apparently, all you have
And
to say is two Lees in a pod or Fat Lisa Lee, and he'll lose his ever loving shit.
It's exactly.
Perceived conspiracies or group actions against them. The witness is highly reactive when discussing campaigns or collective efforts they view as targeting, defaming, or extorting them. Summary. This witness is most easily set off by anything that questions their honesty, intelligence, or reputation, by perceived disrespect or ridicule, by repeated or unclear questions, and by any suggestion that others are conspiring against them. They also become angry when they feel others are failing morally, especially regarding children, which is odd, or the
Yeah.
vulnerable, and when others invade what they consider their business. Their reactions are often exaggerated, insulting, and aimed at reasserting control or dominance in the conversation. Enhanced psychological
Connie,
profile. The deposition alone showed a witness who is combative, defensive, grandiose, and quick to anger, traits that suggest underlying personality vulnerabilities and possible paranoia or narcissism. The newly provided public records and litigation history add key context to interpret these behaviors.
Connie, she tried to run. She tried to run, and he searched her down and found
He
her.
contacted every what does
Nursing
Pablo
home,
say? Nursing home.
every nursing home in Ohio, looking for her.
And she's back. And she's almost just as bad as him with her words and shit. So I mean,
Listen,
it's
I
not
feel
acceptable
bad
to
for
me.
her. I feel bad for her because I'm not a woman, so I can't imagine being put in that position. But he's holding the fact that he will have her arrested for stealing money from him over her head. And
But
he's
that's a long time ago.
probably,
He got that money now. So
listen, it's not that long ago. 2022 is not that long ago. 7 years is the statute. So, no, that's not that
but
long
he's
ago.
got that money. And he's been with her all this time. She's not gonna go down for anything.
Lisa, he's got her
He's making her
convinced.
think so, but that's just
Right,
not gonna happen. Wow.
right.
All right. Are we reading this now?
Sure, go ahead.
Or are we just, I mean, I don't know. History of conflict and legal trouble. Multiple criminal and civil cases, misdemeanor, contempt of court, stalking, cyber stalking, violation of injunctions indicate a pattern of contentious relationships and disregard for legal boundaries. I mean, yeah, that's the existence of an injunction for protection and subsequent violation suggests impulsivity, poor boundaries, and or difficulty accepting limits imposed by others. Documented family law issues and psychological evaluation. Court-ordered psychological evaluation and later suspension of contact with his own children after allegations of abuse strongly suggest longstanding interpersonal dysfunction, possibly rooted in deeper personality or behavioral problems. The court's willingness to suspend his parental rights after evaluation and emergency motions points to findings of significant concern regarding his behavior or mental health. Lack of remorse and poor rehabilitation. The records of others involved, example attorney Randall Shockett, being denied a law license for lack of remorse, are echoed in Hales' own apparent lack of accountability, as seen in both his deposition and family court history. His deposition responses, marked by blaming, attacking, and deflecting, mirror the legal findings of an inability to accept responsibility or regulate his conduct. Grandiosity and victimization, the repeated theme of being targeted, persecuted, or misunderstood, is consistent with documented legal and familial disputes. This pattern fits with narcissistic or paranoid traits, especially when combined with the need to publicly assert moral superiority and denigrate others. Impulsivity and emotional volatility, the contempt of court, and
You still see it?
repeated court actions for
Okay.
injunction violates show not only impulsivity, but also an inability or unwillingness to adapt behavior despite legal consequences. In the deposition, this is seen in his emotional outbursts, insults, and refusal to cooperate with procedural norms. Manipulation and externalization. The effort to shift blame, create narratives of conspiracy, and manipulate perception, both in court and online, reflect a manipulative interpersonal style often seen in certain personality disorders. Example, narcissistic, borderline, and antisocial. Summary. The combination of deposition conduct and documented history paints a picture of an individual with pronounced difficulties in self-regulation, empathy, and respect for boundaries, both legal and interpersonal. There is a strong pattern of externalizing blame, resisting authority, and seeking to control narratives through aggression and manipulation. These traits are consistent with cluster B personality features, narcissistic, antisocial, and borderline, especially when layered with a documented history of psychological evaluation, family dysfunction, and legal infractions. In short, the facts suggest that not only blank has a combative and grandiose interpersonal style, but that this style is part of a broader, persistent pattern of behavior that brings him into recurring conflict with legal, familial, and social systems, likely driven by deep-seated psychological vulnerabilities.
I got to disagree with that part right there. Conflict with legal, family, and social systems, yes. And the reason he does this, though, is to make money.
Correct.
Right,
And
but that's throughout it. It talks about having no empathy or lack of boundaries, and then brings in the narcissistic part where all he cares about is making his own dollar because he has no regard for
it
these
does
other
bring that,
things.
yeah, it does bring that in there earlier, but
Yeah.
at the end, it should have brought it in there as well. Because he does this all for
Content.
Palomop.
Yeah.
It's all for content, all of it. It's all Palomop. And that is his whole. I mean, when Bruce came up with Palomop, I sat there and went, holy shit. This is this guy's whole life.
Right. Yep.
Bruce hit it on the nail on the head there.
Now, guys, just remember, this is an AI like psychological profile. Okay, but in it, when you do this program and you run it, this has all the information about the cases that he's been in Ohio, his divorce records, and his deposition, and just all the stuff in
Essentially,
there.
what
This is
you do
all
is
facts.
you just photocopy in all the legal documents, and then AI spits this out.
Right. It gives it, like an assessment. And this is what it's put out there. I have to say, based on like his actions, and I don't disagree with any of it. But I'm not a doctor, but it's an AI psychological profile. So that's what it says. So
what's weird about this is
profile assessment.
What is so strange about all this is before, when he was married to his wife, he didn't do YouTube. and he was like this. And then I remember having a conversation with him about the guy from Skyview saying that, Jeremy, you are a godsend. Everything you touch turns to gold.
Oh my God.
Right.
And him emphasizing that to me. I'm like, if you've got to tell me that everything you touch turns to gold, you're a fraud.
Right?
Because let your actions speak louder.
If you have to brag about yourself, if you like say you're the GOAT, you're not.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
not.
attributed by others to you. You don't go around bragging that.
Yes, Lindsay, it is.
And that's
one thing
Kendra,
that Leslie pointed out this morning was the fact that he took marketing. He went to school for marketing and stuff. And basically that's what he's doing is he's marketing. He's building his own pyramid. Like he's building his own little online mob, and he's done this. He's done this with speaking and stuff. He knows how to sell. He knows what he's doing as far as business and marketing because he went to school for it. Now he harps on the whole biblical schooling, but he also went to school for marketing and stuff. And she brought that out this morning. And I'm like, oh my God, that's right. He did, didn't he? And it makes a lot of sense, which is why he's good at doing this, but he also is good at manipulating and gaslighting. I mean, that's part of his, so he's just it's a whole package together. Yeah.
That's his thing. And that's like he told my wife and I, people are stupid.
Mm-hmm.
It's a sales guy doing his pitch, doing what he does best.
Yeah. That's exactly that's why every time he's coming forward, having to explain himself, it's like he's selling himself. He's constantly selling himself and his ideas. And he's marketing himself, his product, his story. Like like all of us, when we're doing anything, it's like we're not like selling nothing. We're just talking about what we're doing. He's literally out there selling on his channel, selling himself, selling his whatnot, selling the $15 off thing. He's always selling everything. We're not sitting here selling nothing. We're telling people what we're doing.
It's Jim Jones, 100%. It is Jim Jones, and I don't get it. How can you want to be a person that takes so much credit in everything?
Did you notice how many times this psychological profile mentions him having an issue when people talk about children? It's because they keep bringing it. Remember, this is from the depot. So he had in the conversation, he tried to use Harley Grace in his deposition too, trying to bring out like Bruce didn't care about the child. Like about this and you should be taking care of it and you should be going to CPS and you should be doing this and you should be doing that. And he always brings up a child. But go back and look what happened. We just went through the motions, how he lost contact with his children. You know what I mean? So there's that issue is what's going on. There's something with that is why he keeps going after Michelle's daughter.
This is it.
Well,
This is just so insane. Everything is about Jeremy Hales with him. And it's like I look at my life and I sit there and go, okay, I don't have as many followers. I don't have this. But I go to bed and I pray and I sleep comfortably. And I promote my son. I promote Mimi, Chris. I promote everybody who's ever worked for me and learned something from me. And all I take credit for, even Savannah, is lighting a fire. That's all I want credit.
Wrong anybody to make a buck.
Yeah,
I never have.
You just do what you do, and you promote others, and you put out happiness and excitement and joy and love about all kinds of different things. And
Jay, Outdoors with Jay, incredible kid. I have nothing to do with that. I met him and just fell in love with this kid. Nick, he wanted to quit school and come working work for me. I said, no way. You have to go to school, get a degree.
Right.
And do you know how much your views would go up if Nick was there every day wandering around?
Yeah. I don't care. I don't
Exactly.
care.
Exactly. You want what's in the best for anybody.
Yeah.
I love I know I always say I hate people, but it's the exact opposite. I love people. I love finding people that have a passion and that I can open their passion and let them go forward with it from there. Let me light that fire and throw a little fuel on it, and I want you to go further. I want you to exceed me. I want you to go way past what I could do.
Yeah. You know what? That is true. That's the harassment of Michelle and John started right after this motion was filed with his youngest daughter ending the therapy, Lisa. And that's right. This ended. Well, Robbie, remember the puppy story?
Yeah.
So that was right here. I mean, that was like right before the whole Holder House thing ended, which was in May of that year. And this ended. This motion was filed. Yeah, this motion was filed May 3rd. So it was right there.
Same time.
Yeah, and it's like
listen though. It's I feel I don't give enough credit to Z, to Mimi, to Chris, but I can't talk enough good about them. They are all incredible people that I have lit a fire. And Chris, he was a hippie, and he was just a hippie and just a
Lorene.
And now he's so much in love with root beer. He goes in there and spends so much time with them. And Chris has become, and Z.
I have, Marla. It's all part of Palomop.
I've got videos of Z that were, when he was a child. He was literally like 7 years old. He was on what show was it? Oh my God. Python versus Alligator. And he was on National Geographic when he was like 7 years old. And Z and Cass and Piper have all three been working with me since they've been little. And I got tore up one time because I had Cass in my arms, and it was the same time Steve Irwin got tore up because he had Bindi in his arms and he was in the saltwater enclosure, and I had Cass in my arms in the saltwater enclosure, and people were, you are putting your child's life at risk, and shut up. It's like, do you not think I know what I'm doing?
Right.
This is
all retaliation. Everything in his life, like he was going through all this stuff. George left him. He retaliated with the whole thing with Martha Raby. Found out that the drama part of all of this is getting more views, and then he looked for people to fight with, and then it's like any anger he had with his own personal life, he brought into his YouTube channel by attacking others. The stuff with his child. Now he's going after and using a child of somebody else to attack them.
DJ Diane.
I'm bringing out the truth. He's attacking me. He's using everything he can to attack me. He can't find nothing on me. He goes after my husband, which, again, civil matter. I'm not going to bring it up. But then he starts questioning this money that people have donated. He's pissed off that all the bad shit he tried to make people believe about Michelle and John and their property or their home or whatever it may be. He's pissed off that we went there, that we're showing and telling this is not true. This doesn't smell. This is cleaned up. This is here. You're stalking them. Okay, fine. They need a privacy fence. Boom. We blocked him from filming. You know what I mean? You treated a daughter this way. She couldn't go to Christmas party. Are you kidding? Well, I'm going to double down on it, and we're going to throw this huge party for her. We're like making their lives a little better. In a sense, it's like kind of righting the wrongs that he did, and he's pissed off about it. I'm exposing the truth here, and I'm righting some kind of wrong and trying to make their lives better, or with the help of everybody in our community doing it. And he's pissed off. He is absolutely pissed off.
Because how dare anybody defy his authority?
Right.
Lisa, right now.
He's not my God is the only one who I answer to. I don't answer to him. Yeah.
Lisa, if you remember.
And now I'm a scam artist because I didn't spend any money doing any of those things. Okay. They happened.
Lisa.
The money was spent. I don't know where people are thinking. God. Oh, and by the way, a playground wasn't included. Just saying. God.
Lisa, if you remember correctly, when Honky did the phone call with me, and I said, fuck Jeremy Hales.
Yeah.
And he said, Robbie, you can pull out. And I said, you know what, Honky? Fuck Jeremy Hales. I'm not pulling out.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Hoarder House deal.
Yeah.
And Jeremy played that. You know why he had to play that? Because he had to play that stating that I'm saying fuck him so he could prove that he is a great person. And I will say it today. Fuck Jeremy Hales. Who is he?
Right.
He's no better than I am. I'm no better than he is. Except for the fact that I'm honest. And
you are better than him. Sorry, Robbie. I'm going to disagree with you there.
I didn't say that, but yeah.
Listen. We all walk this earth. There's one person who walked this earth who is better than all of us.
Correct.
And he died for our sins. And that is it. We're all equal. My only goal in life is to try to light a fire under people and realize that these animals that are portrayed as demons by everybody aren't demons. Right. They're reacting on natural instinct and what's a learned instinct.
Right.
And that's all I try to do. And I would love nothing more than my son to do everything I do and take it 100 times further. I would die a happy man. Because if he did that, I would be. And Chris and Mimi, they're incredible people.
Yeah. The stuff that he's even said about I'm not even going to go there.
Can we talk about Chris and Mimi for just a second?
Sure.
Yeah.
So you posted a video a couple days ago about one of the Gator calls. They were there, right?
Yeah.
So it was on the TV and I was wandering around. I'm not looking at it. I'm just listening. But Gary's watching and he goes, "Who's the girl there?" And I go, "That's not a girl. The long hair is probably just Z. What are you talking about?" And he goes, "No, I know what Z looks like. It's not Z. I was looking at Z right there." And I'm like, "I don't know. What girl are you talking about?" So then I have to come over and I look and I go, "Oh, that's Mimi." I'm like, and Chris is probably there somewhere. And sure enough, hear Chris's voice. I go, "Oh yeah, that's Mimi and Chris." And he goes, "Oh, they sound like really cool, fun people." And I'm like, "Yeah, they are." And I'm like,
listen. If you stop,
that came across in the video within 5 minutes that he had to point it out, and I'm, having this argument about what girl? There's no girl. But I was like, "Oh, that's Mimi."
If you stopped and looked at Mimi when she first started and Chris when they first started, and look at them today, how much they've learned and how much they do, it's incredible difference. And that's all on them. That's all on them. I'm just telling them everything they ask me, my experiences. And They're learning. They're going forward. And Chris is great. I love Chris because Chris is the humor of the day. Chris comes up with the stupidest things to say, but it is so funny. It adds humor to the day. But then you take Chris on the other side, and Chris is spewing all these Google facts that happened for the day.
This is the new
and we're going back and forth with each other on it.
It still looks like him, right?
Yeah.
All the time. And Chris
Their
is just
authenticity shows. Like it showed so quickly in that video that they're happy, they're fun, they're wanting to learn, they're willing to learn. They understand that mistakes are part of how we learn. They're not there to argue with anybody. They're there to just be present and enjoy the moment, and it shows.
And that's it. And that's it, Kendra. They're there to learn and be there, and it's Chris and Mimi are both extremely intelligent. And
you can tell by how they speak about things too. It comes across. It does. It does. It very much comes through that they're good people.
And Chris, though, especially though, I found a lot of times that Chris has challenged my thoughts, and it's been like, whoa, okay, let's see. Let's dissect this. And it's been crazy with Chris. And Mimi does it with the animals more. And things she's learning. And it's cool to see. And I find myself holding back with Mimi because I want her to say it.
Right.
And with Chris, it's different because I want him to say it because I want to challenge it.
Right.
And Chris comes right back at me. Well, okay, I found this and I found this. And it's like, you rock, dude. You rock. It's just, it's crazy. It's, Chris gets me started on a lot of things. I get him started on a lot of things where he looks up and Googles, and he'll go, he's not the one who will take the first thing he finds and run with that. Because the first thing you're going to find is what? When you Google something?
Right, an ad for what they
No,
want you to think it
you're
is.
not going to find an ad. You're going to find, what's that website called?
Oh, Wikipedia.
Yes, where everyone could put in their own opinion.
Right,
and
right.
Chris goes past Wikipedia. He goes right for different articles.
That's a donkey.
Yeah, I like that one.
And Wikipedia is the worst thing in the world because anyone can put in their opinion on it. And Chris goes past that and he looks for multiple articles where he can tie them together, and which is what I love.
Well, this turned into the We Love Chris and Mimi show.
No, but everyone who's ever worked with me, I've always pushed them. And I do it in a subtle way.
Is Lana here?
I do it in a subtle way. And let's see what you're made of.
Hi, Martha.
And that's all I try to do.
My name is Marfa and I got Timu teeth.
What was that?
That's for Lana. Timu teeth.
Looks like donkey teeth.
She would have appreciated that. Chat level. What's going on?
Rat lover, what's happening, brother?
In case I don't know if she does a replay, but in case she does.
My name is Marfa and I got Timu teeth.
Oh my God.
Okay, all kidding aside, can we get everybody here to go to join Kendra's OF? Because look,
Thank you, Todd. Thank you for bringing
Shut
that
up,
up.
Robbie. Shut up, Todd.
we really need a lot of love on Kendra's OF page. And you know, times are tough.
Crazy numbers and stuff.
She is, but you can always do better.
I could give us the link.
You got to be invited because we can't put the link out here just for anybody because then Jeremy will see it and then he'll be in there and you know things will get weird.
Yeah.
You know, next thing you know, Jeremy will be ordering baby oil and all kinds of shit.
No, Jeremy's already seen it. He's already commented on his video that he's been to our OF page and it's so disgusting. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's already been there.
He definitely wouldn't be saying that if he was at Kendra's OF page.
That's what he said.
Especially
I'm not
with
even
this
going to comment on what I was about to say.
especially with the school teacher thing and when she has the ruler. Oh my God.
You know what else he did? He did? He tried to outbid me on the cruise ship.
Oh my God. Imagine that.
He tried to outbid me and they said, "Yeah, we like you better."
Mother of Bird says he'll end up at Circle K.
Yeah, right. He'll be at Mother of Bird's he'll be at Circle K in the bathroom. Gabe will walk in on him.
I'm gonna say, Gabe, what did I look like?
Gabe will walk in on him there. Oh my goodness. On
an earlier podcast, Lindsay Lawyer saw the downfall of Martha as well, how she took care of herself prior to Jeremy. Yeah. It's not just us who have noticed. Yep.
Kendra, you want to see how good Z's getting? Go watch the newest Gator video, Gator, this morning.
Okay.
Z's getting really good.
Yeah, sorry I missed that, Robbie. I was doing that interview.
I know. You were doing your thing. I know. Listen, I can't control when I get Gator calls.
Yeah.
And I always apologize to everybody when I go live, but I can't control when I get them.
You didn't apologize to me at 4 a.m. No, just kidding.
Are you kidding me? I thanked you.
No, I know. I just said I'm just kidding.
You're right. I did not apologize. I thanked you.
I'm kidding. I was already up. What? I mean, I was tired. I was getting ready to go to bed. I just happened to refresh and I was like, what? This is wrong. This is not right. But It was you.
Strictly, he is. He's a great looking young man, and
he's a good young man. He's a good boy.
He's a
good man.
very centered, very centered young man.
The link is in the post. My posts on the channel. The posts. It's from this morning. I'm not sure. Some people said that it stopped and went private, like right in the middle, but it's not. It's live. I was gonna try and share it on here, and apparently next time we can do that. But
Lucy, good night. God bless. Prayers, honey.
So I just sent the link. But a lot of people were over there. It was pretty cool. They came over and they were in the chat and talking and stuff.
Terry, you're always asleep.
Terry, wake up, okay? How about that? Let's wake up, and then you're not going to complain about missing things.
Listen, here's what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do, Kendra. I'm going to put a picture of your foot as my Gator calls, and then Terry will be there every single time. Yeah.
All right, I'll send you a new feet picture just for Terry for that.
Terry, yeah.
Oh my God, it was hilarious. Yeah, it was good. It was good. Leslie picked up right on what was happening. You have to remember too, guys, she's a lawyer. So, and then you have to realize as well, in this lawsuit that he's got going, he's suing 3 lawyers. Like, he's insane. And he's acting like he knows the law, and they're all laughing at him. Trust me, any lawyer we've talked to about this cannot believe that Shockett is doing what he's doing, let alone the fact that this is happening in court.
Right, John Caps?
I was going to say, exactly. Yeah, no, Lisa will be no help on a Gator call with a horse nearby.
No. And John Caps, I know that. She'd be like, oh my God, let me film these.
Hold up. I don't act like that, so that's wrong. But I would be completely enamored with the horses. And it's like, what? Oh, okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. I'll be right there.
There's a Gator over there? Okay. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did you get it? Okay, I'll focus back over here now.
All right. You got it good. Okay. Everybody good? Tape? Okay, good. But
Sylvia, I got it. I agree with you on that.
I do have an alligator trapper agent license, Robbie. I can actually
go. Yes, you do. But
you.
When there's horses around, you're not going to help.
What do you want me to do anyway? If I'm just going there to see the
Crawford, hello, honey. Sylvie, I 100% agree with you, because just because you didn't go to college doesn't not mean you're a smart person.
No. And you know what, guys? Somebody did mention that. I believe it was Strictly in the chat. So that's why I made note of it. And I said something about that. And she corrected herself. But she says, no, she was just talking about basically the fact that he's going after and mocking the lawyers who do have that education about the law. You know what I mean? And so I got what people were saying in the chat and how that it came off, because that's why I mentioned it. But no, look, I went to college too, but I don't have a specific degree in law either. But I know.
Yeah, exactly. I went to college and I dropped out.
So we just try to make a point about the lawyers. Hello.
When it comes to this law jumbo mumbo bullshit, I don't understand a lot of it. And that's why I have a lawyer that understands it and says, okay, Robbie, here's what this means. Let me dumb it down for you. And I'm like, okay, you want to dumb that down? Now let's talk about fucking animals.
Right.
And he's like, touche.
Yeah.
And I'm like, exactly.
Experience in what their life experience is, right? So they're going to talk about it. It doesn't matter whether you're college educated or you've lived through that experience, But I believe that the way she I know what she meant when she said it, but I also knew what Strictly or other people in the chat were thinking as well. I get that. So that's why I brought it up. And she corrected herself. She just pointed out what she was trying to make a point about him. He's suing 3 lawyers, basically. He's mocking them as he's going along. And these people know the law. These are educated people that know what he's doing and what can and cannot be done in court and blah blah blah. You know what I mean? So she was just running along those lines. She didn't mean to offend anybody at all.
Yes,
If they were
Christine, that
offended
is
by that.
true information. According to her, Amber Heard had twins named Agnes and Ocean. We don't know who the dad is. We don't know how any of it happened. We just know that Amber Heard announced she had twins now.
No, imagine that.
Yeah.
That's scary.
Ugh.
She posted it on her Instagram and on Mother's Day to do her big announcement. And everybody's like, oh, God.
Well, we know it wasn't Johnny because Johnny's been gone longer than 9 months.
Didn't she has a kid with Elon Musk, correct?
Yes.
We don't know who that dad is, but that's who everybody feels may be it. But
Right.
it's never been said for
It's
sure.
never been proven.
The last I heard from her, she was still living out of the country somewhere, wherever, and like nothing much ever comes up of her.
I don't know who would sleep with her. She's a psycho.
Good night, Kathy. Robbie, she's so bad.
I mean, I would have. Listen, I would have passed that up before I was married. I would have been like, no, you're crazy.
She also hasn't carried these children in her womb. She's had a surrogate for them all. So we don't know to what degree,
if it's even hers or
genetically or not. Yeah.
Right.
They just appear out of nowhere and she announces it. I was like, oh, okay, nobody cares about you right now. We've all moved on from you, lady.
She's jelly. Diddy's getting all the attention now.
She's probably jealous that everybody was on Karen Reed's side.
Right?
I pass on crazy women. I had my handful.
What's Teresa say?
Oh, there's prayers needed for Tisa, somebody said.
What's wrong with Tisa?
Tisa, it's her family.
Oh, yes, her dad. Prayers up for her and her family. Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Tisa's always in my prayers.
Yes. Tisa's really good. Peoples. She's loved here by many. Yes, prayers up for her and her family. No. Strictly, you were fine. Absolutely, you were absolutely fine. But it brought it to light. It made me say something because I was like, I was thinking,
100% Strictly,
because it was coming across a certain way, even though I understood where she was going with it. I'm glad you said something because that's why I directed it, that way.
Strictly, listen, you said it.
Mind, man. You're free to speak and say whatever you want to say. Don't hold back.
Strictly, 100% Strictly. I say it all the time. Mm-hmm. That's why I have a lawyer that has gone to school and has a law degree because I don't understand this bullshit.
Yeah.
If you want to take it back to here's what it is, and that's what it is, bring it on.
No,
but they got all this bullshit.
Well, sometimes, when you got
about
motions,
everything.
Yeah.
We all can't know about how to...
Sorry, guys.
I was going to say, we all can't know about law. We all can't know about animals. We all can't know about plumbing. We all can't know about architecture.
Right.
We all can't know about everything and be a specialist in it.
Right,
because we know a couple things or a couple facts doesn't make us totally knowledgeable in it.
Exactly. Yeah.
There's plenty of people who know the law who are out there right now finding criminal defense lawyers, asking them questions about options and things and how it can go in both Karen Reed and Diddy's case, and saying, what if we get a hostile witness? How do we declare one of those? Because it's different in each kind of case and you have to be specialized to that law. Look at all the lawyers that go, that ain't my area. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I know a lot about law.
Good point, Kendra.
Jargon, but there's legal jargon and law, a lot of it that I don't know. You know what I mean? So I mean, I've dealt with some of it. I've seen some of it. I can understand a lot of it. But what you know? I'm not a lawyer.
100% strictly. Listen,
I can help.
I know about natural history. I know about rocks. I know about animals.
I know about rocks.
For me to say that I don't learn something new in all three of those is arrogant.
Yeah.
Because I learn something new every single day. In all three of them.
Kendra has more experience and knows more rocks than both of us.
It depends on what rocks, though.
Oh,
and
gosh.
Kendra will tell you that.
Kendra knows. Okay.
Oh my God! Now we're gonna have this argument. No, it's true. That's very true.
That's 100% true. And
Kendra,
there's a lot Kendra knows more than I could ever even imagine knowing about. But
oh my God. Okay.
And there's a lot Lisa knows more about. And
I mean, for goodness sake, you had no idea who Karen Reed was. Where have you been? On the planet?
I knew nothing about Karen. I was like, I can't talk about this Kendra Reed. Yeah, I'm like, I can't talk about. I need Kendra. This is Kendra's forte. She knows all about this case.
And you know what was exciting? Although today was a non-court day, yesterday we got new video footage we'd never seen before. Oh, we were so excited.
Really? I'll listen to what you're saying.
All right. And then again, let's talk about fluorite. My favorite fucking mineral.
It was mine first.
It was Kendra's first.
Sorry. No way.
We got a video proof.
No way.
We have proof, so
we have proof.
Down over there, hot pants. Relax.
No way.
Yeah, we do. It's a magical
Kendra, how many mines were in the United States for fluorite?
One.
Nope.
There was only one good one.
Robbie, do you always have to compete with everybody?
It's closed now.
No, I don't. But fluorite, I will compete.
Fluorite is actually in many locations. We did a
video on it ages ago.
But the absolute best fluorite mine has been closed down.
Where's it from?
Where's what from? Fluorite?
The best fluorite mine.
In Illinois.
Illinois. Okay, I'll give you that one.
Oh, gee, thanks.
Okay, where's the second best U.S. mine for fluorite at?
I think it's down in the south.
South. South what?
Oh my God, dude!
Of the whole U.S. I don't recall exactly. I know that it can be found. I know that we can find some in California.
Yeah, you can.
Yeah. But I don't
New Mexico. New Mexico.
Isn't that the Southwest?
I love you, but
that's what we refer to it as. The deep South would be the Arkansas, Alabama, that whole region there. That's deep South.
Oh God, I love you. And no,
I'm not
listen.
The rocks, and I could have told you that.
Before I forget, somebody asked about where to find the Diddy trial stuff on. So there's no cameras that we can see happening in the courtroom right now. There's been
a federal case.
They've talked about it. The people are getting filmed, but for court purposes only. The judge has said, due to the nature of the topics, where is this going to stream at? What entity could possibly this topics are too much here. So it's not a total. There will never be.
That
footage,
was Jeremy's big mistake, was going to federal court because he can't film inside.
There you go. So
that was his big mistake.
We may at some point get footage. They're still trying to press on that, but we don't know. But what I watch are different people who are allowed in the courtroom. They come out with their notes. They do a little video update, and they go back in, and then they come back out, and then they literally stand there and read off their notes and go back in.
That's
Um,
crazy.
Yeah, I was watching some Law Network with the guy who's now got poopy hair and he does all these commercials. He's obviously got sponsorships. No, not yet, Terry. Email me about that. Okay? Shh. Please. The judge will
so
start an OF page. You should be an expert on Pop Rocks by now. Yeah, you ain't kidding. They're everywhere in this house.
I know nothing about pop rocks except for
He's
they
got them
were a
in the
big
bedroom,
thing
in
when
the
I was a
kitchen, in the
kid.
living room. They're everywhere.
Who even makes them anymore?
You'd think I would know the name on them, but no, I don't. I don't remember. He would know. Ask him. He literally
Gabe,
is
who
on
makes the pop rocks now?
She's on right now.
who's on?
Legally Leslie, she's on right now.
Pop
Huh?
Rocks are manufactured and sold by Zeta Especial SA. They licensed the brand from Kraft Foods in 1985 and have since become
Okay,
the sole manufacturer and owner of the brand. So it's Zeta Especial.
a Spanish company.
And they are distributed in the US by Pop Rocks Inc. out of Atlanta, Georgia, but Barcelona, Spain, and is where the main headquarters are, and they ship them out to the rest of the world. We have our own manufacturer in Georgia. I just learned more about
Gotcha.
Pop Rocks than
Kraft
I ever
used to
needed
make
to
them. Yeah,
know.
I knew Kraft when I was a kid. Kraft made them.
Oh, I see. She did. She posted a video.
Yes, I saw that. F. Pate.
What?
You remember
Oh,
we were talking about an earthquake in Virginia
yeah,
like a
Yeah.
week ago?
yeah,
Oh, I
That
said
was
this to
caused
Lisa
by
the
the
other
yeah.
Metallica.
day. I told
Kendra was
Lisa this
talking
the
about
other
it.
day. Isn't that so cool?
That is so cool. It actually registered on the Richter scale.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
saw an earthquake dude show us the points, and he goes, "This is the part where they came on stage, and this is the part when they started playing Enter Sandman."
Yeah, man. Right.
Yeah.
It came in at a 2 point something.
Yep. There's a 2.8, I think.
Yeah. It was crazy. I was like, what do you mean Virginia just had a 2.8? Are you kidding me? And
Yeah.
then the next day it came out because it was due to the Metallica concert.
Yeah, they were at Virginia Tech.
Yeah. My wife was showing me that because my wife woke up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, she wakes me up, of course, when she's going to the gym. And she was like, I was like, did you see we had an earthquake in Virginia? And when she got back from the gym, she was like, it was due to Enter Sandman. And I was like, are you kidding me?
Hey,
And
guess what, guys?
What?
It's my birthday week.
It's always your birthday week.
No, it's not.
I already did happy birthday gifts. I was
Yeah, Ken's already sent me a birthday gift, and it's the 14th, so it's CC's birthday. Don't forget to call him, Robbie.
Oh, I'll call him later today.
No. So mine's on Friday. I won't be live. Maybe I'll go live during the day, but I won't be live Friday night. Because, Robbie goes
I'm
live on
live.
Friday. Yeah. But wait a minute, though. I'm always live on Thursdays, and we're always live past midnight. And at midnight, I used to look, it's my birthday, 12:01. So we will be on live celebrating my birthday
It's
Thursday at
not
midnight.
belated yet, strictly. Her birthday's
No,
actually
my birthday's Friday.
Friday night.
Thank you, that's Strictly. Thank you. Yeah, so that'll
Okay,
be
you want to
exciting.
know someone who is on top of the news and as it comes in and gives updates that's on YouTube that's covering the Diddy. He does lives. He also goes on
Oh, Mike, thank you.
TikTok and Instagram, I believe.
She's the one, never mind.
His
Uh,
name is
I love
Justin
Strictly.
the Nick
I
of
know, I love her
Crime.
too.
Who?
So Justin, it's one word. Justin the Nick of Crime. That's his YouTube name. Justin the Nick of Crime. He's on YouTube by that name and he gives constant updates. He does it on Instagram and on TikTok. But on TikTok, he's Justin on TikTok. He gives
Wow.
constant updates about, and he's accurate. And he covers a variety of topics, but he's all over the Diddy stuff right now.
Oh, right on. Thank you, guys. Thank you. I'm picking my mail up in the morning, actually, Sandra. So, yeah, I'll know tomorrow. It is on the 15th, and this is a BAD. Bad. Oh, you know what was cute? Stacy's grandson. His birthday's today. It's his 10th birthday.
Oh,
And
happy birthday.
yeah. And so she said, so I sang happy birthday for him. It was really cute. I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, I love that. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. I would have said his name, but and it's got a really cool name. Like his full
But you
name.
can't.
Really cool. No, I'm not gonna do that. But his full name is it sounds just so cool. But yeah. So he's really cute. Alrighty, Terry. Thank you. Yeah, Strictly is awesome. I'm just scrolling through the chat. But I don't know what I'm going to do for my birthday. What should I do? Well, Thursday we're going to have, now, Kendra, I don't know if you want to be on because you can get rid of some stuff if you want with your crystals. Kendra always has really cool crystals. Not that nobody else does, but she always does like these little mini sales and she gets lots of minis and stuff. So I don't know if you want to come on, but
Kendra is the queen of the minis.
What, Robbie?
Kendra is the queen of the minis.
Yeah, she has a lot of minis, and they're so cute. But I'm going to get rid of what I do have here, and also show you guys some of the stuff from the storage units. There's porcelain dolls here, lots of dishes, but lots of clothes. I got a lot of Air Nike stuff, Puma, Adidas, and as
All
far
day
as
I
like
dream about sex.
yeah, and then
Excuse me?
Thursday after midnight, who is going to sing Lisa happy birthday? I don't know. Tori. I don't know. Who knows? I'll sing
How's
it. I don't
Tori
care.
today?
I haven't talked to Tori. I know she went live earlier.
She's okay. She's just going through a lot of pain and
Right. It probably goes up and down and
yeah.
it's
And she
part of
gets
it.
winded. She gets winded easy because obvious reasons.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
she just had a major surgery.
Healing
And
takes a lot out of you.
it does. It does. It takes a
Mhm.
lot out of your body. Your body works
there was
overtime.
no safe, Todd. No safe. A lot of Christmas stuff, which is great for Harley Jolly Christmas this year. So that's cool. There's a lot of bakeware, big like bakeware stuff. Huge
Strictly,
cost.
that's what I used to say, but people actually paid to hear me do that.
Jeremy, that's illegal fails. Rehearsal starting tomorrow. A lot of china, a lot of dishware, a lot of really cool pots and stuff. There was a trail cam. There was a one of those fit watches. A bunch of stuffs. Some jewelry, but nothing crazy. There was a silver chain, a nice silver chain that was in there. Purse. I do a lot of things out.
Poison's going into rehearsals soon. They're going on tour for 2026.
And they're going into rehearsals now?
Lisa, how long does you do? About 8 months of rehearsals.
Well, when you say 2026, we talking spring of 2026? I mean, these guys should be seasoned. They don't have to start rehearsals now. You
start rehearsals about 7 to 8 months before your tour.
Yeah, come on, they're seasoned.
Plus, they are a little bit older in years.
Yeah, well, they might wear themselves out. They should, keep it slow.
Listen, Bret Michaels has been on tour since they quit their last tour.
He's been like nonstop.
He's staying, he's staying in shape.
Well, that's good because he's the lead singer.
I think Cece looks better than he ever did. So I mean,
Cece's incredible. He's working on his son now. Fallon's stuff. Valens,
Patty, you guys are fine.
Valen is doing his band, and Cece's producing and doing a lot of stuff with Valen. And I got to tell you, Valen's band is incredible.
Hey, Stacy, sorry, keep going. I just want to, Stacy, quickly, what is the date for this postal thing to change over? Because I want to get your box out. So she can
20 something.
It's
I need to get Stacy's box out before that happens. Like a couple days before it happens. That way, when it gets, to the border or whatever, it just goes right through.
Yeah, you better do it soon.
Yeah. Because she got something from the unit that I had. So May 22nd. Okay. Okay. Thank you.
That's like the end of next week.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. I want to get that out. I was a Slade fan before Quiet Riot came out. Oh, wow. Yeah, the last thing we want is it. Hey, oh, sorry. No, Mel. I got extra bins, man. I do so much stuff out. Did Tori tell her doctor that she is winded? Very important to do so. Very important. I don't know. I know she was live this afternoon. I know she usually talks about whatever's going on. But I didn't get to watch it, so I'm not sure. I did text her earlier, but she never responded. So I was guessing.
All right, guys. It's 1:24. I'm going to bed because I may have a Gator call. So you guys all, God bless, prayers.
We're gonna sign off too because I'm gonna be live again tomorrow night as well, 10 o'clock, and then Thursday, but not Friday. So anyway, thank you all guys for hanging out and supporting the channel. Please visit our mods; they're great people, lots of fun, and prayers to everyone who needs them. And go check out Richard Luthman's article.
Definitely.
To Jeremy's failure, falling. Anyway, and definitely check out Legally Leslie. The post is on. The link is on the post that I made this morning, and she actually has a new video out that I'm going to check out when we sign off. And check out Bully Exterminators because it's a new series that's happening and it's hilarious. You guys will find some fun with that. And you'll find the truth in it all, too, believe it or not.
Prayers to everybody, whether you need them or not.
Yes, absolutely. Good night, 9 Chans. Good night, everybody. Thank you again. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Say bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. Ta-ta for now.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye.
Ta-ta.
Bye-bye. 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 Bye-bye.
Do it. Do it.
Bye.
There it is.